What if he's written mine on my upper thigh, only in my mind? One slip and falling. That actually kind of works because the thigh chain she fucking did for the Grammys.
Yes.
I
Well,
didn't mean it for that. It was just in
here
my
we
head, but
are. Who starts? Hello, everybody, or do you say that? I don't even
you do.
remember. Hello, everybody.
What's going on? What's going on?
I'm Steph,
I'm also Steph.
and you're listening to the Drop Everything Now podcast, episode 40.
Episode
No?
40.
How exciting. And honestly, I'm like more excited than normal
Me
for this
too.
episode. I'm like so excited.
Me too. I feel like we're getting back to the
We're
what
getting
we
back
used to
and
do.
better. That was just an original song I wrote. Back and better than ever.
Wow, we're just musical today.
Well, it is a musical podcast.
That is true.
Welcome to the February episode.
Whoop, whoop.
Happy Valentine's Day
Happy
month.
Valentine's Day. I keep my pink Christmas tree with my Taylor Swift ornaments up until Valentine's Day every year.
I love that.
Oh, it's fitting.
It is fitting. I'm wearing my lover
You've got,
cardigan.
yeah.
I've worn this. It's okay. Obsessed with it. Literally,
So cute.
so happy that fate was on my side again. Just like if you listen to my story about getting Love Live from Paris, I just happened to be off work again and opened my phone for no reason at 11:59, and then it turned to 12, and it like popped up. I was like, I have to get this because I think it's so freaking
Incredible.
cute. I love it. It's adorable. So, and it's so comfy, 10,000 times better than the Midnight's cardigan. That one, it's cute. But
Yes.
material wise, this one is like feels exactly, it's like soft. The Midnight's one is almost like too fuzzy. I don't know how to explain it. Like not scratchy, but fuzzy.
I'm just a sucker for like the cardigans of that color. Yeah, like I mean, I have one on my
Green.
chair. Like I'm just a sucker for them. So I always like those ones better than like the lighter ones better
Same.
than the darker ones.
Same. I wouldn't, Midnight's was not the one. I mean, I like it better than like the purple Speak Now in the 1989, but whatever. Yeah, so I'm so happy with this. So I'm like, I have to wear it for our episode, which most of you, or not most of you, some of you may know, some may not. We sent out a survey and
Yes.
asking everybody to pick what they thought the most like romantic song was from each of Taylor Swift's albums. And so that's what this episode's about because it is, again, it's Valentine's Day. So what better way to have a theme for a talk? I don't know I don't know where that
Yeah, February is the month of love. We decided to do an episode on the Taylor Swift love songs and what everybody thinks are their favorite, you know, if there's some contention,
best.
all that good stuff, you know?
Yeah, so I'm excited because we have not done surveys in seriously well over a year.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. Like I have all the information, you don't, so you're
No, I get to
blind.
guess.
Yeah. So it's so fun. It's like back to like one of our original sort of
Premises of the pod.
yeah, like format, yeah, of the podcast.
Well, and I was gonna say I thought of this earlier too, that like I was like, it's so funny too, because I feel like when we do them this way and like I'm always guessing, it's kind of like you're teaching.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Also, me sending the survey out too. I'm like,
No,
I'm such a
right,
teacher.
exactly.
I'm like putting it together. Like
She's meant to
everybody.
do this.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like I'm creating a test. You know,
No,
I'm
you're
like,
meant
all
to do
right,
this.
multiple choice questions. Here's your open ended. This one's optional. It's so May. It's so May. I'm
No,
so
it's
much
like
fun.
this is her calling.
Creating surveys is my
Yeah.
calling. And then also what I'm excited about too, if only if you're watching would this make a difference to you, but I just switched my video to my phone camera. So the quality isn't as crappy. Because I mean, it's obviously always better when we're together and those YouTube videos actually get like okay amount of views. These YouTube videos don't really, and I understand why, but like because it's more audio. But now this just if you want to watch, it just makes the video more watchable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in my grandpa's room, so that's sorry. Rest in peace.
Grandpa. It's not new. Rest in peace. Like
No, it was October. It was
yeah.
Halloween.
So just so everybody's aware. But
It was on
I miss
Halloween though, or Saints Day, but whatever. So spooky things.
That is spooky.
He's
He did
definitely
that on
here with us
purpose.
right now, and he's like, I wonder how he feels because we were just talking about before we started recording, Grandpa, how over the summer I heard him blasting Taylor Swift. I was like, what is this crap? And I was ready for it. And I'm like, no, Grandpa. And he's like, oh, and he kept listening. I'm like, this is just awful. I'm like, I really like Taylor Swift, Grandpa. Stop. And so now full circle, in a sense, like I'm haunting him by doing this podcast in his room.
You can't escape Taylor Swift, Grandpa.
Like
Not even death can you escape Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Well, he did. I credit him for me getting Love or Live from Paris.
So
I feel like that was his way of saying, like,
I
was wrong. I was wrong about her.
No, for sure. He's changed his mind. He's probably like when he went to heaven, there was probably so many Taylor Swift fans that had passed away, like of all ages, that were just like, Grandpa, what are you thinking? Like, and then just like, just forced it on him. So and he's like, I think he's a Swiftie now.
No, he's totally a Swiftie. He's a heaven Swiftie. For sure. For sure. So anyway,
love, and we're talking about
I know. So before we get into the survey stuff, we have to, we figure we start off with just chatting about the recent Taylor Swift events, which of course the biggest thing, the Grammys just happened this weekend, and we have the Super Bowl coming up. Upcoming, but I'm sure the Super Bowl will be past us by the time this comes out. But still, we could chat about it. So like, especially because Grammys were our last episode.
Oh my God, yeah. Let's talk about Grammys.
Let's talk about it.
She looked so hot,
amazing.
I couldn't stop looking at any of the pictures that I kept finding.
It was crazy because it was like, it wasn't a crazy outfit, right? If anyone's wearing this, whatever it is, like, oh, it's fun, it's cute, it's girly, and it's sparkly, sexy, all those fun things. But like at the same time, that it wasn't anything like shocking. It was kind of like shocking. I don't know what was shocking about.
Maybe it was just that it was short.
She usually wears like weird things, maybe.
I was actually thinking about this because it was very similar to her look last year, like the bodice of the dress and like the way it like had kind of scrunched on her hip a little bit. So it made me think that like she obviously wore what she wore last year because of Tortured Poets, and then that was the same thing she wore in the Fortnite music video. Like I feel like that was sort of like the production album promotion type thing.
Right.
And this was almost like, I do like, she loves the fit of that look, but she wanted it like, this is her. Like, like this was her pick. No agenda. But I loved it.
Also, like 100% because for two things. One, Taylor Nation literally posted the picture of her at the Grammys the year before and the Tortured Poets. And then this year, and it was like, I'm you, but older, or I'm you, but
less
happier.
Tortured, I think.
Less tortured. Yeah. Thank you. That makes sense. That makes sense. So it totally was 100% a nod to it. But then I also think it's like, I'm you, but less tortured. Like this is like the So High School aspect of it, which is also what they played when she presented. So it's like, this is the healed part of it, like the end of the manuscript, like whatever it is, like this is what she was hinting at in those songs, like The Alchemy and So High School. And then again, the manuscript where it's like, yay, this is the happy ending to, Tortured Poets, basically.
I loved it. It looked so good. It was, because I loved it so much more than her look last year. I didn't really love last year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we didn't understand at the time.
No, right. It made sense now once we found out, but like.
But even in understanding it, I still like, no.
It was fine.
Like you could have done better.
Agreed. But this one, like she made up for it.
Oh, yeah. And also, of course, not only the nod to like Tortured Poets, but more like healed and less tortured and all that, but also the like maybe obvious whatever nods to like the red for Chiefs, the T that could be for Taylor or for Travis on her thigh. Mm-hmm. I love that because even if it was not supposed to be whatever, like she knew wearing that you're making that connection with the Chiefs. So
to both,
yeah. So of course, like so she did do that. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like,
yeah. She's not looking at everybody putting the what if she's written T on her upper thigh, like like they
like she knew people.
Like, she's not looking at it and being like, I can't believe they're thinking that instead of that it's for my initial. Like, of course she knew that people would look at it both ways. I did actually originally, I was like, oh, for Taylor. And then I was like, or
Or for
for Travis. But then I also LOL'd so hard at like T as in Troy, you know, from High School Musical too.
High School Musical, T as in Troy. That's funny.
And they keep getting the High School Musical comparisons, and I was like, this is also on purpose. She's doing this on purpose.
That's hilarious. I didn't even like pick up on that. The T for Troy. Like,
well, remember when he puts the necklace on her neck?
And 100%.
T as in Troy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But shoot. Oh, and then just people always having to be negative about something, saying like, why is everyone making her career about a man, blah 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 blah, with like comments like that. And it's like,
whatever,
dude, who cares? Like, she's in love and she's happy. Like
right, again, like you said, like she obviously knew she was going to get attention both ways. Yeah, exactly. Like she knew it would get attention for Travis too. Like, so, and she walked out to So High School for the best country album as a presenter. Get over yourselves. I agree. Like, obviously I don't want it to be like
the only thing we talk about is their relationship.
But I'm like, please, she's in love. She's in love. She's in love, and she doesn't care who knows it.
Exactly, and that's what we all want.
So true.
So she didn't win anything. As we pretty much predicted that and said that.
We didn't think, honestly, I thought her best shot was the music video one.
Me too.
And the second they said they're not presenting it at the show,
right,
I was like, oh, she probably didn't win it. And then I was like, and she probably isn't going to win anything in my head. Because the music video was what I thought would be the best one, or her best chance to win.
Definitely.
We were totally spot on for pop vocal album. We both thought Sabrina. I'm so happy she won it.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I also love that Chapel won Best New Artist. I was like, this is amazing. I wanted them both to win.
Literally, it's perfect. And
literally.
The peeps are fighting online about Beyonce and about Billie Eilish and about all this stuff, but like, who cares? I don't really care either way, whether people think it was like the only reason Beyonce won was because Jay-Z threatened everybody last year or not. Whatever, she deserved it. Great. What I did like is that Taylor Swift presented her with the Best Country Album Award.
Loved that.
Which is so full circle because she won for Fearless all those years ago after the Kanye thing, which was about Beyonce and
Beyonce
Taylor.
brought her out to finish her. Well, that was VMAs, but yes, agreed.
But still, that was that album. You know what I mean? Yes. And then she went on to win the Grammy, the Country Album of the Year, and for the Album of the Year for Fearless in the country category. And so it's. I love the sort of, not symbolism, just the full circle of Beyonce's first album of the year and country album of the year were presented by Taylor, and Taylor's first album of the year was also country album of the year.
Yeah,
and it's so connected. So that I thought that was cool.
Look, like I totally agree. If people want to make the assumption that like, oh, Beyonce wouldn't have won if it wasn't for Jay-Z calling out, if that's what makes you feel better, then good for you. You have an excuse for like to use.
Right.
But like at the same time, I didn't really see it that way. I understand, like there were so many good albums that it like I do understand from the sense of like Cowboy Carter didn't chart the way everything else kind of did, but like at the same time, it's Beyonce. Like she deserved one a long time ago. Like she never got it. So like.
And also in the sense of like everything we said with how they vote, like all the other albums or most of those other albums like charted well, and you heard about them in the culture and the media, maybe more so than Cowboy Carter. However, Cowboy Carter is one of, I would say, the only ones that did push the envelope, and she did something new, and she went into this genre and did so much history behind and all that stuff.
Totally
so like
agree.
There's that unique aspect of it, whether people liked it or not, or streamed it or not. So whatever.
Honestly, I'm just happy that like
not that big of a deal.
No, exactly. And it kind of makes me like, obviously if she won, I would be so excited and I would have loved for her to win. But I am a little bit happy about the discourse I'm seeing post her losing, because one, she does this every time, but some people pretend like, you know, her celebrating in performances and cheering and standing for everybody's speeches. Like she's always done that. But I appreciate that people are now seeing it like win or lose, she does it.
Right.
And it's not just like, oh, yeah, she doesn't pay attention if she's not winning, so like screw her, like people can sometimes say. So I love that like the discourse around her is changing a little bit. I hate that it's just because she lost. Like, it's annoying that people are coming around on her again, and the hate train maybe is stopping a little bit just because she didn't win anything. But regardless, like, I like that people are seeing how much fun she has and like how she is just supporting everybody when she's there. And I don't know. I think there was something else,
I agree.
I can't remember.
But then it also just speaks to the fact that like it's literally not Taylor Swift. It's just anybody that is that
successful, because now Beyonce is getting it. Yeah,
she's overly criticized. No, I'm sorry, she's overexposed and she's overly analyzed.
Right.
And just because she's overexposed does not mean like people have to tear her down. So now that she is overexposed and didn't win, like it just shows how ridiculous
it is.
Right. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Comments are and everything, but
and I remembered the other things. I feel like I saw a ton of like, like again, maybe it's on Twitter, but like the Billie Eilish fans, like I feel like I've seen less vitriol between the two areas because they're both bonding over losing or whatever, or like I feel like since there was that thing, sorry, like Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo were hugging. Oh yeah, Taylor was talking to Olivia Rodrigo's boyfriend, and then Olivia liked the glam bot thing of Taylor. Like I feel like there was a lot of putting to bed of like things that didn't really seem to have much merit in terms of like drama anyway. And I love that there was so much, and like Chappell and Taylor were like took a picture together or whatever. So like, I'm happy that the Grammys just felt like a good cleansing of like the drama.
It was like good energy. Didn't seem like bad blood.
I loved it. I loved everything I was seeing. I didn't watch it live, but I did love everything I was seeing that came out.
Yeah, I didn't watch it at all, but I saw like clips and stuff from certain things and like the back, all that stuff. So
I loved it.
So I'm happy. It's all great.
Yep.
And looking forward to whatever is next.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other thing is just, well, obviously the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, but when they won the game against, who the hell did they win the game against?
Bills.
The Bills? Right. Which I know is like so heartbreaking for the Bills because it's just like, they
just can't get past them.
Right.
Can't get past Mahomes.
And we were saying, I don't know if we said this last time or we just both said this like to each other like via text. I'm like, it's kind of a lose-lose win-win situation in my head. I don't really care either way. I do not care if the Chiefs, I just don't care.
Yeah.
And if they win, then cool, we get to see Taylor on the field and then the Super Bowl. And if they lose, maybe he'll be at the Grammys. So obviously he couldn't go to the Grammys, but Taylor did go on the field and we did get more footage, which was like
adorable.
It was exciting. It was so cool to almost like see kind of the same thing that we did last year, but like how much more like comfortable and more in love and appreciative they are of each other. And like those clips and those moments, so sweet. But Travis,
it just looked like they were so much more comfortable.
Yes. But Travis does not know how to answer a question. And like Will Ferrell was on their podcast with Jason and Travis, and Will Ferrell asked, like, because I watched the whole thing and he was like, I just want to know, like, you guys are in, sports and you've done that or whatever it is. And now you're in this entertainment world and you're doing things like SNL and you're doing this podcast and all that stuff. And I just want to know, like, what is like your takeaway from being in like the, on this, are there similarities? Are there differences? Is there one thing that you like better? Not like obviously your passion is sports, but in terms of like, what it takes in terms of the job. Travis he was like, oh yeah, I'll answer that. Literally his answer did not make sense.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Forget what he said, but he didn't answer the question. And whatever Will's exact question was, because I'm just, paraphrasing it. I'm like, damn, Will had a really good question for them.
You didn't.
Travis, what the fuck? And then the same thing happened. The guy asked him a question about like the three people, like whatever the question was. Travis said something that was not what the question was. And then of course he started singing. But like, that's fine. Like I knew he wanted to start singing, but like answer the question.
I feel like, the Will Ferrell one, I didn't see either, but, the on the field one,
there's a lot of adrenaline
because there's so much crap going on and it's so loud that like I could see just like not really hearing and then just kind of like saying whatever,
he already had what he was going to say.
Exactly.
Right? Like he did not matter what the question was.
Right,
he was
exactly.
going to say what he was going to say.
Exactly.
But it's just so funny but there are people like that. And I mean, we all do it to a certain extent, where you ask a question and then the person answers and you're like, that's literally not what I asked.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. But he does like, yeah, no, I totally agree. But he does pretty well with answering other questions though.
Yes,
honestly, the questions that are so out of line, he does a really good job of answering. Are you seeing all the
fucking insane questions that he's getting about Taylor? It's like
what is going on with people?
People need to
figure
get fired.
Yourself, like chill.
First of all, do they not have any professional like integrity? Like no, stop clearly. Asking this shit. There was someone did you see someone ask about like if he's gonna buy a diamond soon?
Yes.
What is wrong with you?
It's literally
take that girl. And like this man, Travis, has always been so kind and like accepted all of this stuff, but at this point it's like I don't know, he has to start being mean. I don't know. It's kind of
well, the problem too is that like it's not even like I feel like yeah, he's been so good about answering things related to her, but then I feel like when it's coming at an event that is supposed to be about him and it's coming from people that you normally I mean, I know that like all sorts of media is at the Super Bowl. It's not just like sports writers, but it really like it would piss me off if I was him, like to have to hear that from like the area that's supposed to be yours versus like, hey, you're on your podcast and someone asks about it, or like you're on the street and someone like, you know, I don't know. It's just
I almost hope Jason brings it up on the podcast. Like, dude, how do you deal with all this fucking questions?
Because you could tell, and some of them he was like, you could tell it's like, oh, he is not having this.
Yeah, I would be if I was him, I'd be like, do you really think that's an appropriate question for this?
Right.
Next,
it's crazy.
Like, it's crazy. Oh my God.
Hopefully, I mean, I guess it's kind of like the media day stuff is over. So like at least it's over. But yeah, no, I feel so bad.
Someone literally asked him like, are you going to propose to Taylor at halftime?
Yeah.
What the like, how do you even have the nerve to ask
it's so
question?
Insane.
How are you not mortified? Not only of the ridiculousness of the question, but the fact that this is your professional job and that's how you're behaving. Oh my God. And not only the ridiculousness of the question, the stupidity. Like, what do you think? Like, first of all, what? Okay. What were you expecting to get from that? Because that would never fucking happen. And even if it did, do you think he's going to say that?
Right. No, it's been insane and I feel so bad for him.
Yeah.
But at least it's almost over.
Yeah. Now that they're in the Super Bowl, I am like the win part of it is great. We get to see, we'll have, that'll be exciting to watch because we're all going to watch it anyway, and exciting to see who goes, and exciting if they win to get on the field again. If not, oh well. But
me and Connor are actually boycotting the Super Bowl.
Oh, why are you you're not going to watch it?
No, it just kind of, I hate the Eagles. The Chiefs are fine, but like what I'm there for is Taylor content, and I'll see it on Twitter.
Yeah, but I guess so, because I was going to say, but you're going to get the full, like, I understand the Eagles thing, but like, because it's Chiefs Eagles, we're getting the full of the Taylor content because it's, Kylie.
That's true, but I'll see it online.
The Eagles, and yeah, I guess so, but it's going to, like, I'm like excited to see all that stuff, and I just really don't care who wins. So because of that, it's like, makes it, well, actually, I don't really ever care. I guess last year I cared a little bit because I knew that she would be on the field, and I cared when the Rams were in it, but I never generally care. So
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so I guess I'll see what happens. You'll see.
Yeah,
Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Let me know.
You guys are being that stubborn about it.
Well, yeah, but it also because we were just so upset after the Bills game.
Yeah, you really wanted them to win.
Yeah, because one of our best friends is a Bills fan, and we were watching it with him, and it was heartbreaking, and we can't stand the Eagles, so it's just kind of like we were driving home, we're like, we're not watching it. No, never.
Yeah,
we'll watch a good movie. We really hyped each other up. We really hyped each other up to be like, let's not watch it. But it actually maybe has worked in our favor too, because like now nobody's going to invite us to their Super Bowl parties because we said we're not going to watch, so we get to just hang at home.
Yeah, that is nice because I hate that it's on a Sunday night.
So late, I can't stand it. If it was like, I can't stand it.
Can't stand it.
Anyway, I hope the Chiefs win though.
Yeah,
like seriously, I'm rooting really hard for the Chiefs. Should we get into?
We should. I believe it is the time to do that.
Yay. Survey
says that we're going to start.
Yep.
Because sometimes I start sentences, this is so Michael Scott, and I really don't know where they're going. I just hope that they find themselves along the way.
Of course, that's so Michael Scott. That's the direct
quote. I know. But like, I actually mean it.
No, I
really sometimes don't know where I'm going with a sentence.
You know how you were like, I feel like in our earlier episodes when we were editing a lot more in terms of like cutting things out, like you were like, you like pause before you answer a question. And I was like, oh, I didn't
or like in the middle of it. Yeah.
Right. But then I feel like that's similar to what you do, but like maybe it's because you didn't know where
I don't know what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Right. Even though sometimes that's me too, but.
Right. Whatever. Right. Yeah, no, because I'm just like, my brain and my mouth are just not on the same like page.
No, not.
It's tough.
Not a lot of the time. Okay, so how are we doing
do this? Okay, so I think we should just go. I'll go
album
through
by album.
Yes, album by album, starting from the beginning, and I'm gonna go through and I do like there is gonna be a top one. I actually haven't looked. There's been another like 80 or so, maybe more votes since the last time I like checked. So for some of them that were close or not close, there could differences. So actually, I don't know either. And
wow, so are we over 200 votes?
Sorry, hold on. No, it's not loading. No, it's like 160-ish.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, from the last time that I like actually looked at what the winners were.
How the breakdowns were. I gotcha.
Yes. Sorry, my like computer's being super slow right now. So I want to go through each, but I do think it is worth noting, not just the top one, but if it's close, maybe just like what the top 3 are.
Yeah.
And also some people have comments and some people didn't. So before we get into it, I just need to share this funny story with you.
Okay.
So when this was first going through, whatever.
Is this what you texted me, Steph? OMG?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah. So I am like, okay, what? I actually don't know how you're going to feel about this. The results are rolling through, super fun. I'm getting some, there's for each album, you could leave an optional, like, all right, why did you pick this song? You didn't have to. And then at the end, everybody did have to write, like, what do you think the top one or like the top 3 of those 11 that you picked? So I'm like rolling through the comments, like the open-ended ones. And like, there's like this, I don't know who's answering what, because they're all like in different orders, and I don't know if it's the same person answering each time. Like, you don't know, but like there's like some funny comments, and I'm like, for example, on the first album, I don't know what this person picked, but they said Pretty Simple Stuff. It's her best song, OAT, of all time. Like, okay, like I could tell the tone, right? The tone was like a little funny, and then I saw another comment, the next one. Pretty straightforward. It's a banger. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, I like this person's like comment, like funny. And then all of a sudden I'm like, then I believe it to be the same person because it's same vibe. Yeah. So this is for Speak Now. Only song I recognize. Like, what? Okay. So I'm like kind of giggling. I'm like, I can't wait to read these to Steph. And then there's not one on this one because again, I'm going through it and I don't know. Actually, I could pull it up now that I have this spread. Pretty simple stuff. Best song of all time. Pretty straightforward. It's a banger. Only song I recognize. Next album. Extremely good song. Little drug out though. For then next one. Hot take. Again, I don't know what song this is about. Hot take. This is her worst song and a bad song in general. How are you voting on this? What the fuck? So what do you mean? And then next one. And so I'm like piecing it together. Like, this has to be the same person. Whole album is trash. This song sucks too.
For Reputation.
Yeah. What? Okay. Who are you? And then I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is hilarious.
I'm dying.
The next one that I believe to be from this person. This one's good. She's back on her bullshit.
Okay.
Next one. Never heard of any of these songs. Next one. Mid-album. Next open-ended one. This is getting old. How many are left? 3 question marks.
Well, you're close. You're almost at the end.
Who in the world is answering this that doesn't know? And also doesn't even like half of this. I'm sitting there cracking up. I'm like, what? And then whatever. I stopped trying to figure. And then all of a sudden I get a comment. So now I can pull them up and I can see this is indeed the same person.
Yeah.
And then I see on the last album. And so I just put this together today, and I'm cracking up. I saw this comment, but again, did not put it together till today. They wrote, their comment is, "Hey, that's me." I'm going to let you think about it because I had to think, and I didn't see it till I saw the song that this person chose. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, hey, like, is this person dumb? Like, is this person okay?
Is this like a Robin or a Cassandra or a Peter?
Ding, ding, ding.
Peter? Oh my God. First, I'm like, how would my brother get his hands on this?
Yeah, no. Pete Gill.
Oh, shout out.
You're right now enemy because he's an Eagles fan.
Yes, so true. Sorry,
and I'm like,
I bashed it.
I was cracking up at these responses, but I saw the "hey, that's me," and I was like, huh? And then I pulled up the individual and saw that he chose Peter and then wrote, "Hey, that's me." And I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense.
I'm dying.
I love that Pete took the survey.
Honestly,
and he's like, how long is this thing? It's so Pete though. If you go back,
makes so much more sense now that he didn't know most of it. Like, also,
yes.
But I'm offended by his 1989 response because we were all together. Like, that was one of our years.
Yeah. So I will say, I do want to go through each of his picks. For the first album, he picked Our Song, and that's what he said. Pretty simple stuff. Best song of all time.
Okay.
Second song, he picked Love Story.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward. It's a banger. And those songs make sense for the prompts, you know?
It does.
For Speak Now, he chose Mine. Also makes sense.
Okay.
And he wrote Only Song I Recognize. And then he picked All Too Well 10 Minutes.
The only song you recognize?
Don't know, but that's what he picked.
Mine?
I mean, it was the single, Mine.
I know, but like I would have assumed it was, well, yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah. And then All Too Well 10-minute version he picked, which, okay,
yeah, sure.
That doesn't really follow the prompt, but
forgot.
But he did say extremely good song. Little Drug Out, though.
He just didn't know anything
cool.
else.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that he knew. And then he picked Shake It Off. Hot take. Okay. This is her worst song and a bad song in general. Like,
it's the only song you know.
So why'd you pick it? There's no way that's the only song you knew on 1989. Like, what do you say?
Agreed, because we forced him to listen to Wildest Dreams like a lot of times.
And then for Reputation, he picked Look What You Made Me Do. And he said, whole album's trash. This song sucks too. And you know what? You're wrong, Pete.
So wrong.
You haven't listened to the album. That's all I'll say.
No, clearly, because
no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Ridiculous.
No. And then he picked Cruel Summer. And this one, he said, this one's good. She's back on her bullshit. For Folklore, he picked Illicit Affairs. Never heard of any of these songs. Then he picked Champagne Problems, mid-album, too. And then he picked Antihero. This is getting old. How many are left? And then Peter, Hey, That's Me.
Okay. There we go. I wonder if you listened to it after.
I don't know, but I just, maybe he skewed the results a little bit. But
some of them were right.
No, some of them are right. And but I just think it really gave me a good laugh.
That's
Hello,
really
Pete.
funny.
We'll tell
Pete.
you to chime. We'll let you know that you were mentioned.
Yeah. We'll
maybe.
Yeah, but don't listen to the first 20 minutes when I say I hate the Eagles.
Talk shit about the Eagles, or do. So anyway, I just wanted to lead with that.
Dying. That's so good.
And then my second question for you, did you I'm assuming you took the survey. Did you write comments?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then because I was gonna say, I think I know who you like.
You think you think you know who I am?
I think I know you. Because there was a last. I saw everybody had to type their last thing, and so the person that wrote this one comment, I was like, well, obviously it's Steph. Why else would she be writing this? And then I looked at the individual responses for that person. I was like, now I don't actually know if this is
really?
you. But I guess because I was going to say, I wouldn't think that you would be putting this much thought into all of your open-ended responses because we're going to be talking about it.
Oh, I don't even. I know I wrote comments every time. I didn't think I wrote detailed comments. I didn't write sentences worth of commentary. Maybe I did.
Okay, well,
I don't think I did. But
should I say which one I thought was you and you tell me?
Sure. What are you going to say? The overall?
the overall pick?
Actually, all you
Or
have
do you want
to
me to
do is go to the Speak Now comment and read what
Okay.
that says, and then I'll know for sure whether it was me or not.
Okay. Because, which like I kind of hope that this isn't you. Not that I care about what you picked, but just because I don't want to know each of your picks. But some of these picks, I'm so surprised that this would be you and don't make sense.
Okay.
Okay, for Speak Now, this person wrote, I cannot even count. Oh, it's a really fucking long.
Oh, then it was me.
I cannot even count the times I had this song on repeat on my iPod Nano or how many times I watched this music video. The way she portrays. That is you?
No, that's not me.
Oh, okay. Because Steph, literally, then I have no idea it's you because this person, whoever this is, the comment that I thought was you, their overall pick for the most romantic song of all time is Peter. And they said, because if you haven't figured me out by yet, sad songs are my kryptonite with a wink face. And I was like, oh. And I know that, like, I was like, oh.
Could it be Justine?
Maybe it's Justine. It could be just, I wonder if she did the survey. You're right. That sounds like Justine. Now that I'm thinking about these other detailed comments, if I go through this person's.
Yeah. I was going to say, because
it could still be Justine. Because all the other songs she picked, whoever she or he, I don't know, picked, I'm like, huh? It's literally not romantic songs. They're all sad. Like,
well, I was gonna say, well, like when you said they picked Peter, I was like, why?
Yeah, well, because I was like, that's something we like if we're looking at like whatever. So okay, cool. Then I have no idea what you picked. Good.
Amazing. Okay.
All right, so let's start then with da 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 debut from Taylor Swift. Now, do you have any guesses?
I have to think this wasn't in my head. It shouldn't be close. But I think it's Mary's song.
You're correct.
I think Mary's song won. Okay.
Is that what you picked? What did you pick?
That's 100% what I picked. I could see maybe like Our Song, but like I feel like there's a difference between like, I don't know, like Mary's song just feels so much more romantic with like the story and everything. So that was, my
yes.
pick.
So that was also my pick. And because there's Our Song and stuff like that, but
it's really the only other one.
But the beauty of the song and it being about like growing old together, that is so, of course, that's the most, being children to like growing old together. I'll be 7 year old, be 9.
The story, even without it ending with like, the story is just romantic in terms of like, right, childhood friends, whatever. Yeah. Like, it's a
beautiful love story, like seriously, and a real, right? Not in a fairy tale, not anything like that, like a beautiful, real sort of love that everybody would want. You want to grow old together.
Yeah.
I'll be looking at you like your stars, like, the stars are shining in your eyes.
Yeah, because I mean, I really think the only other song that Our Song and I'm Only Me When I'm With You, like, are definitely like love type, pretty much the only other like love type songs on the album. But like, to me, they feel more like crushy. Like,
yes,
or something than like, I don't know.
There, but this just takes it over the top.
100%.
But yeah, so essentially, Mary's song got 49% of the votes, which is a really, really big spread because I'll just say this now for the rest of the albums, some albums, and even in me picking, I'm like, fuck, I literally can't pick. I don't know what to pick. And if I go through this again, I might pick a different song. And Agreed. You see that in the split. Like everybody was having trouble with certain albums. And there's like a few albums, like maybe at least 3 that are this is one of the ones that's very clear, 49%. And then the next percentage is 20.6% for Our Song.
Yeah.
And then in third place is exactly what you said, I'm Only Me When I'm With You. I will say then in fourth place, just because I'm only going to mention just because it's literally nothing else was picked pretty much, is 9.7% picked Tim McGraw, which I was really going to say
the only other one I would think would be Tim McGraw.
Right. So that makes sense.
Because that's like a different type of romantic, like
it's like a yearning in a sense.
Yeah, and it's like, I still think of you fondly, kind of
yeah. And then the comments, we already know Pete's comment for Our Song. Someone else left a comment for Our Song saying, like this song came out when I was younger, and I remember wanting nothing more than a romance like this to write about with our song. And like that is cute. And so I do feel that it is super romantic,
100%.
but a bit more not childish in a negative way, but and then
Yes.
Mary's song is way up there. Mary's song, it makes you think of your childhood crush and make you believe in growing old together with the one that you love. Yeah, so and then someone wrote, it makes me think of her relationship with Travis. 87 and 89 have come full circle.
So true. Yeah.
So true.
Ooh,
And
that's so true. Doesn't sound that's you know what I mean.
someone someone wrote for I'm Only Me When I'm With You, so much more relatable than Mary's song, and it does not have the sad undertones of Stay Beautiful. I do love Stay Beautiful, I will say. But that's romantic as someone that you're like letting go, not a romantic love song though.
Right. Similar to the Tim McGraw type of like romantic letting someone go, or like remember me fondly because, you know, they're not together. I mean, I know at Tim McGraw that's kind of like wants it to come back around at the end, but
and Dorothea, like
yeah, right.
Reminds me of like Stay Beautiful. Yeah. So Tim McGraw, somebody will wrote, there is a lot of romance. There's a lot of finding yourself in who you are. Sure. Yeah, but pretty much I as you know, nothing surprising there. Mary's song is our winner. Shall we move on to Fearless?
Yeah.
Okay, so
this is tough.
Yeah, so what do you think? Do you want to go for do you want to guess? Do you want to keep it up with this sort of format where you guess and then
I think this one's a lot closer. I feel like I'm gonna give you 3.
Okay, I am gonna say there are
Maybe 4.
3. There's only like on the way that the pie works, it only tells you the percentage of like the biggest ones, and there are 3 that actually say the percentage. So you're right. There are 3 that
I don't know if I have the right ones. I'm gonna go Fearless, Love Story, and Jump Then Fall.
Ooh, you got 2 out of the 3.
The first 2?
Yeah, wait. And so what order? Was that the order you were saying you believe it to be?
Yes.
So you think Fearless is number 1, Love Story number 2? You are correct. Fearless, and it is close. You are correct. So Fearless has 25.8% of the votes, and in first place. And in second place, Love Story with 22.6% of the votes. Okay. Third place then goes down to 18%.
And who was third?
Today Was a Fairy Tale.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't read that at the bottom.
Yes, because she put it on the
actually, can you read some of the comments? I think I left one about Fearless and Today Was a Fairy Tale. So I think I just didn't read it when I said Jump Then Fall instead.
Okay. I want to say, what did you pick?
That's what I'm saying. I think I picked Fearless.
Oh, sorry.
But I don't know if I picked it. But I think in the comments I said, wow, Today Was a Fairy Tale being in here really like
threw you for
could have messed me up.
Yes. So this was the one that obviously the second album. I was like, fuck, I literally don't know what to pick.
Yeah.
Because there's so many songs that I love on this album, and like, and there's Today Was a Fairy Tale, Jump Then Fall. I love, like, literally love. I ended up picking Fearless though, just because the way that it makes you feel. I just had to go with that, and I know Today Was a Fairy Tale is literally like so romantic. People use it for like wedding stuff and all of that, but it's more straightforward
for sure.
And like Fearless, it really, I think, dives into the feeling and like the imagery she sets up for I Want to Dance With You in the Rain, like, you know, that whole thing, like that's so romantic. Anyway, okay, some of the comments. We know Pete picked Love Story. He said it's a banger. Fearless, it's more beautiful in love than Love Story.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, because Love Story is
agreed.
It's a play on Romeo and Juliet, so I agree with that. Fearless, hard to pick between Fearless and Today Was a Fairy Tale.
It's probably me.
Is that you?
Yeah, I think that was me.
And you picked Fearless, yeah. Today Was a Fairy Tale, makes you believe in love at first sight. Okay. Love Story, someone said no explanation needed with a laughing emoji. People will propose with this song for a reason. Well, yes, my argument to this person, however, and I do understand
there's a line.
It's because it's a line, not because it's
agreed.
Right. It's because it's like he got down on one knee because it literally is talking about proposing. But I don't necessarily, like, in my opinion, that doesn't necessarily make it like the most romantic. I think being able to encapsulate the feeling through lyrics, something that's these abstract feelings into something a little bit more concrete, and having, you know, Fearless just captures so many different things, where Love Story is just painting a picture of Romeo and Juliet basically ending up together. And I think it's fun, but I actually think it's more fun than it is romantic.
Yeah. I agree.
Like I've never like listened to Love Story and been like yearning for like, I hope I get that one day. I've always just been like, woo, when I listen to it.
To the ground. Yeah, no, exactly. There was never, like, it was never like, oh, I want that.
Yes.
But and like Fearless, I would literally like act out the first
like,
kiss is flawless, really something in my bedroom. Like
Fearless. Yeah.
Oh, I love that song.
Me in the driveway, my handshake. I'm not usually this way. Know me in and I'm a little more brave. It's the first kiss. It's flawless. It's something. It's fucking, yeah. Sorry. The more I think about it, I'm so much 100%. My decision. And then even especially with this comment someone left with Today Was a Fairy Tale, I think it's corny but in the cutest way. Agree. It's so romantic. Really agree. It's just a little, it's a corny, like I love it, but it's just, yeah, it's corny. Fearless is not corny.
No, it's not. Oh.
But somebody did write, I would also argue The Way I Loved You despite it being semi not romantic, but it's just so cute with the crazy type of love theme. Yeah.
I did actually, like, it crossed my mind as I was skimming the titles, not to pick, but like as I was just trying to figure out, you know, what people might have voted for, but not with the other ones in play. But I do get it. Like I understand that. Yeah.
That's why this is also so hard, which I created it. I understand, but it's like, because some of these songs you're going to pick over the other songs on the albums, but it is what it is. And then someone wrote, Fearless being equally overjoyed and terrified about having a new love. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And
being brave enough to fall in love again.
And I will say, oh yeah, somebody said Jump Then Fall and Today Was a Fairy Tale are also up there. Yes, Jump Then Fall I fucking love. And I do think like
love it.
I do think that needs more of a voice here, because
I agree.
I would put like the fact that Love Story got second place, like I think personally it should be Fearless, like Today Was a Fairy Tale, and like not even Love Story. It should be Jump Then Fall up there.
Yeah.
Which is not even I don't even know where it is. It's not even like fourth. The Way I Love You I think is actually next. So
through it all, so jump
then fall.
It is cute, because I remember when she released the deluxe edition and Jump Then Fall was on it, I remember thinking like, oh my god, yay, another like love song.
Yeah, that was I played that song on fucking repeat, because as we said, our very, very first episode, calling back to 4 years ago, right? Which was our very first episode, was about Fearless. And I just remember saying over and over again, to the point when we were editing it, I was like, I gotta shut the fuck up. I'm like, I just love this album because it's such a crush album, which is why like it is. And I love having crushes and that feeling, and like Jump Then Fall and Fearless, but Jump Then Fall is like the perfect song to like describe how like when you like someone, you're like, please, like, you know, it could be something so great if we just like take that jump. Fucking love. But Fearless does go on top of it for me.
Yes.
For a similar reason.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Speak Now.
Speak Now. Okay, so I will say there's four. There are, like, just the way that I'm looking at the pie. Again, it
makes sense. I feel like there's literally only 4 that could possibly be fit into a love kind of category for Speak Now. So I will say the 4, and then maybe I'll say.
Are you going to say in the order that you believe?
No, I'm just going to, well,
tell me what you think number 1 is, though.
Probably Enchanted.
You're wrong, bitch. And I'm so happy you're wrong.
Is it Timeless?
Timeless got first place.
Wait, Seth, you're gonna die, because is Enchanted too?
Enchanted is 2, and it's so close. So Timeless has 29% of the votes.
Oh my god, yes.
Enchanted has 27.7, and they were like, they were going back and forth, and I'm like, because I picked Timeless.
Me too.
I don't know if anybody else is gonna pick.
Well, no. Like,
in your brain,
how I did this like a few years ago on TikTok? I did like a romantic album thing, and I picked Enchanted then. So then when I was going through this, I was like, oh, I wonder. Like, I was like, oh, it's probably still Enchanted. Well, because every time I do it on Speak Now, it's the same thing. I see mine and Sparks Fly, and I'm like, ooh, those are cute. Like,
right.
For sure. And then I scroll and I'm like, oh, Enchanted, duh. And then now with the vault tracks, I saw Timeless and I was like, oh, it's Timeless.
And when I picked Timeless, I was like, oh, Steph's going to pick this. She literally bawled her eyes out.
And then I walked down the aisle to it.
And I also was like, shit, am I going to pick Enchanted or am I going to pick Sparks Fly? Like, what am I going to go with? Yeah. Because like Enchanted and Sparks Fly are two of my like favorite songs. But then again, I saw Timeless. I'm like, hold the fuck up. Yeah. Hold the phone.
100%.
Hold it. This is literally, I can't believe she didn't put it on the original album.
No,
like,
I know.
Oh my God. And so it was still hard to pick because it's like, it's hard to almost like forego your
Enchanted in my heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Like how, because that song holds so much like history behind it. Even though we're not necessarily picking like one song that we like more
like
than
the most. Yeah.
But
no, I totally agree. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I didn't walk down the aisle to Timeless. I had everybody else walk to Timeless. Yes. I walked down to an instrumental of Enchanted. So I guess Speak Now, for as non-romantic as it is, really carried the weight for me there.
But I do think Speak Now is so romantic. I mean, I think that's why it is just an enchanting album in that sense.
It's an enchanting album, but I wouldn't like necessarily think of it as like a love.
Right. It has a little bit of everything, but like, for me, when I think of Speak Now, I do think, first of all, the song Speak Now is about a wedding. Then I think Enchanted, I think Sparks Fly, before I think of Haunted, Dear John. Like in my brain, those songs like resemble Speak Now more to me. So I do feel of like a romantic, it does give me a romantic, like my perspective of it when I think of it. But yeah, I mean, it's all of her albums, there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I could also see Ours being up there.
Yeah, so Timeless first place, and second place was Enchanted, and then third place was mine.
Okay, yep.
And in fourth place is Sparks Fly.
Yep. Those were the four that I had in my head.
Oh, and then Ours is not up here, but would have been fifth place.
Mm-hmm.
So, which makes sense.
Totally.
But just the split, it is really just those top two. Like it's Timeless 29% and then 27.7% for Enchanted, and then it drops to like 14 and 11 and 10%. Yeah. So that's, it's really just those top two. For what people think. And just wait, sorry. I want to just I need to read this comment. Somebody for Hours wrote, I cannot even count the times that I had this. So this maybe be just
15. Yeah.
I cannot even count the times I had this song on repeat on my iPod Nano, or how many times I watched this music video. The way she portrays that there's not much to be excited about in everyday mundane life until you are with that one person. Also condemning all the negative things other people might say about you two, but loving each other anyway. Enchanted is a very close second, which I have to mention. I remember not understanding the line, please don't be in love with someone else, when I was young. But as I got older, I realized if they're still longing for someone else, is probably the biggest detriment to any type of future together. So the fact that she doesn't mention it until the very end is all the more powerful. Actually, I don't know if that's Justine.
I was literally just going to say, maybe it's not Justine.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but yeah, for sure. And then I don't know if this is you. Did you leave this comment about the wedding? The moment I heard it, I said it would be my wedding song one day.
No.
Oh, well, someone said that. And actually, though, the moment we heard it, I said that. She was like, oh my God, this would be so perfect at a wedding. Someone said, damn, Timeless has taken over Enchanted's top romantic ranking for me on Speak Now. I'm in shock.
I think that might have been me.
Oh, I was going to say, same, whoever you are.
No, I think that might have been me. Yeah, because that's why I asked you to read the Speak Now comment, because I knew I mentioned Timeless and Enchanted in it.
Yeah. And then someone wrote, I almost picked mine, but then I remembered Timeless and how it tells a story of a love that would survive through any lifetime, and that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And then someone wrote, I love that for Timeless. I love that how she mentions they would find each other no matter what century. That's how you know it's true love. Mm-hmm. Someone wrote, and I agree, but for Enchanted, nothing so romantic as unrequited love at first sight. Sparks Fly, ugh, again with the pouring rain. Plus, she wrote a whole song about his smile. If that's not romantic, I don't know what is. Heart of Grey.
Yeah, totally. And I will say, like, in terms of like the meaning of the song being more romantic, like I would say, besides Timeless is the top, but like I would say that like Mine and or Sparks Fly like do feel more like romantic in lyrics, but Enchanted just sounds
the story
so romantic in the sound as well as well as the crush
but
thing.
the concept of Timeless and how it sounds. But I do know what you mean lyrically, just like we were saying for Fearless, what Sparks Fly is depicting that emotion, and same thing with Enchanted, that those feelings, right? I think Sparks Fly and Enchanted are more about feelings as opposed to like the story itself. Does that make sense? And so I totally get it. But yeah, someone else wrote, like, I love that everyone is on the same page here. Timeless is up there too, but I can't ignore 15 Years of Loving Enchanted. So they kind of did the opposite of what we said, but that's exactly how I felt. But I was like, but I do have to ignore it for this.
I do. I did have to ignore it.
Okay, but okay.
Uh-oh.
Because I just scrolled to see another comment. Someone picked Better Than Revenge and then wrote, so torn between Mean and Better Than Revenge. What?
Were they being the anti-lover? Anti-romance?
I don't know. That person also picked our song and said, the slam of screen doors really gets me.
Okay. Okay. Were those the only comments they left?
No, there's more for that, because this is at the bottom, so I didn't scroll to every single comment. So I'm gonna have to make sure I look at what else this person did as we continue.
Yeah.
But I will soapbox for a second about Timeless. Also, just like I love it.
I love it too. I mean, I cried my eyes out. Like there was no other answer to this for sure.
100% you did, but it's like. I've also, for me, I've always thought about that, and like, all the stupid like Marvel stuff of going into other galaxies and dimensions. And then I said this to you the first time we listened to it. We were literally watching a TV show. I think at the time, is it called Timeless? I forgot. I think it might be called that. And it is about going back in time. And it's like in every like lifetime, like, are they gonna love each other? And like Ryan and I would always say that together. Like, no matter, if we met in high school, if we met this and that, like, we're soulmates. And I think we've talked about this concept too. Like, no matter what world we'd be in, like, you and I are like destined to be together. We would find each other. And that is, there's just no topping that. So
no, there's not. Oh God, it's so good.
The concept is it's the most romantic thing ever. Okay. Should we move on?
Yeah. Red?
To Red.
Red's so funny.
Yeah, this one I don't really even know.
I didn't either. Like, if I could have not answered, I think I would have not answered for Red. But I will say, I know, well, just be in general, but because I think of Red as a breakup album, I don't think of it as like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I wouldn't have answered for it. So I do think, like, obviously the new vaults could have got, like, the vaults have a little bit more upbeat or uplifting messages in their in some of them, but I would say Everything Has Changed would probably, did it win? Oh wow. Because then the other two I would have said maybe from the originals, I can't think about, like, I can't process the vaults for some reason, would be Starlight, and I like State of Grace too. I know State of Grace technically isn't like a romantic song,
right?
But,
no, it crossed my mind. So none of those got the top. But I will say, before I say it, I picked Everything Has Changed immediately. Like, at first I was like, shit, what am I going to pick from this album? Because I kind of felt the same way. And then I'm like, hold on. And I did think of State of Grace, and I'm like, And then I kept going. I'm like, oh my God. You remember, like, Everything Has Changed is my girl. Like, are you kidding me?
I picked Everything Has Changed too.
Listen to that over and over again. And like, remember, I was like, Steph, I just vibe to this song. Because it is so, that feeling, oh my God. Like, I just want to know you better now. Like, the detail, fucking love.
Wait, so what won?
what got first place, 23.9%. So it's not like a huge, like, I mean, so far, Mary's song had 49%. That's still like, that was
the very first night.
No, Begin Again. One.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes, it does. I don't agree that one. Everything has changed.
I did not even read that.
Yeah.
I was going through the tracks.
Everything has changed. Got second place with 17% of the votes. So it went from like 17 to 20 or to 24. Big jump. But like I actually, oh my God, I'm sorry. My camera bag just flew everywhere. But I actually totally disagree. Like I agree that Begin Again, I understand it's romantic, but I just think people forgot about Everything Has Changed.
I agree.
Because a lot of people don't love the Ed Sheeran songs, but like, and so I think that they write it off more easily, but Everything Has Changed, the way that it sounds, the happiness, that joy. It's just way more romantic to me than Begin
Totally
Again.
agree. I'm not an Everything
you're not
Has
a
Changed
stan like I am.
No, I'm not.
Right.
So I completely agree with you. I do get Begin Again now that I think about it, but also at the same time, like I kind of don't, because to me, Begin Again, like as much as it's like about that, like, finding a new love after losing a love, I feel like in more of a sense, it's not about it's not about the person.
It's more about the other,
being ready to move on from the last one.
And there's too much talking about the last one,
right?
To
like
make it not feel so romantic for the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I wonder if people for this chose it too because it has been more associated with like Taylor and Travis in terms of like, oh, Begin Again, like he thinks I'm funny, he never did and stuff. I don't know if people actually think that way, but I know actually we did. We said that. We're like, oh, we're excited to listen
that
to
it could apply.
Yeah. And I just think people just are overseeing Everything Has Changed, and that should.
I think they're 100%. Skipping over it for sure. I agree.
Yeah, but the next two, but it drops a lot. So I wouldn't even say are 3 or 4. But you are right. It goes 9% to Starlight, and then 7% to State of Grace. But that's there.
Oh wow.
Actually, no. Sorry, it doesn't for some reason have the number of this, but I lied. That's not even the next. After Everything Has Changed is Stay, Stay, Stay with. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm really fucking myself up here. Okay. Begin Again, 23.9%, 17.4%, Everything Has Changed, 9% Starlight, and then it's 7.7% Stay, Stay, Stay.
Okay.
And then State of Grace, which, yes, agree. And Stay, Stay, Stay is cute and romantic, but there's a little bit of the humor. The fighting and the humor in it. But the bridge, 100%.
100%.
Like if it was the bridge alone, 1,000%. I'm going to see if there's any noteworthy comments here, especially from that one person. State of Grace, someone picked, this is one of her most melodically and lyrically powerful songs. It describes a desperation to hold on to something that might be slipping away, but has the chance to be a legendary love story. We learn to live with the pain, mosaic, broken hearts, but this love was brave and wild. The bridge, unbeatable. I did think about State of Grace. I'm surprised it didn't get higher just because it's like the blank slates, and it's like we're at the twin fire, the blue eyes, all of that stuff. So sometimes when I do listen to the song, I do think of like, I don't know, it is romantic. So
yeah. Well, and I think too, State of Grace like can be overlooked. Like the acoustic of State of Grace sounds so much more romantic than I thought the original song even was. Yes, until when I heard the acoustic, I was like, oh, actually, this is like a really beautiful song. Like as much as I still like the original and like the big powerful drums and stuff, but I feel like the acoustic, when I was thinking, oh, State of Grace is really romantic, I was thinking of that like the really soft one she does, so
it makes me it's beautiful. So I totally agree. Someone did write for Everything Has Changed because she sang it to Travis, totally. But I would have picked it before that, but she did mash that up with So High School and That's Everything Is, and Mary's song.
Yeah.
And yeah, someone else wrote for Everything Has Changed. I think the song is perfect for going from just a crush to a full-blown relationship, but not knowing how it started other than, like you said, hello. I agree. Like, it's all I know from yesterday is Everything Has Changed. Like, oh my God, I'm in love all of a sudden. I just know that I want to know you better. Like, the feeling of that song, like, it just, the lyrics and the way it sounds, like the repetition of like, I just want to know you better know, because it's like all you really want to do when you're at that stage, and it's like that's why it's emphatic. That's all you want to do.
Yeah.
That's why it's being repeated, and it's addicting. I fucking love that song.
I agree.
And yeah, someone wrote the say, I'd like to hang out with you for my whole life, smiley face. Agree. And then someone wrote, I don't know, actually I don't feel like reading it. The other person said, wait, I saw they picked Stay, okay? And their comment was, Ronan destroys me.
Okay.
Okay.
Me too. Me too.
Someone else sticking up for the bridge of Say. I know it has a lot of haters, but the bridge is the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
100%.
Occurring to me that I like to hang out with you my whole life is precious. 100% agree with you. If it was just the bridge, 1000%. 1000. But yeah. I have to read all that person's comments now. Like, who are you? Like, what do you do? Are you okay?
I really appreciate this.
Really appreciate the comments.
I really appreciate this commentary.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say Everything Exchange should have won, and like
Agreed.
I'm gonna just say like everybody's wrong. Anyway, 1980 freaking 9.
The winner of it all. You Are in Love.
Of course, this is the one that had no question. It's almost 60%, 58.7%.
Oh my God,
You Are in Love. Crushed it, including myself.
Me too. Yeah,
because you can't. I almost was like, do I dare to be different?
Like, no, you can't,
because it's obvious, but it's like, no, like it is what it is because it is. It's literally called You Are in Love. How could you pick anything else? Yet, 42% of the people did pick something else.
This Love.
So like I said, almost 60% You Are in Love, and then the next one is 18%. This Love.
Okay.
And then in third place, 11% is Wildest Dreams. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I feel like there's not a lot to pick
from
on this album, and the one you should pick is just so far and above the rest that it made it easy.
Yeah. It's like, it's just no question. But I will say that, so the people that picked, okay. Someone picked Out of the Woods. This is one I thought was you, this person's comments, and I was like, what the fuck? Been in Out of the Woods. And then this is when I was like, I don't think, there was a few other choices that I was like, there's no way this could be Steph. Been in Out of the Woods stands since day one. It's all in the title. We were built to fall apart and fall back together. Like, okay, but you're wrong.
No, I'm not even an Out of the Woods stan.
I know, that's what, I know, but the end saying that you're like a sucker for like the sad songs, like if you really, like, you know me by now, and I'm like, I do know you and you do love that. So
right. Unless this person is saying that with their other responses, you know them by now.
That is definitely what they mean.
It might not even be like,
but the way that I'm looking at the comments originally before I pulled it up this way was like, I don't know who sang what, you know what I mean? So like,
right.
But yeah, someone did pick How You Get the Girl and left a comment, a boy stepping up to tell the girl how he feels about the girl. Ugh, I wish. It is the song that I tried that was playing when I picked my wedding dress, remember? And then Marjorie, like the two times I put it on. And you were like, that's the dress. So I was like, you're right. It is. It's cute, romantic, but it's not You're in Love. Like,
no.
The people were just trying to do what I thought to do, to do something different. You know it's You Are in Love.
Why I've spent my whole life trying to put it into words. Like, she literally wrote a love song about explaining what love is.
Right. Someone picked Style. We Are Never Going Out of Style is just another way of saying they're timeless.
Sure, line for line.
I don't think that's what that song. Yeah,
but the rest of the song, not necessarily.
Right. It's no. But you know what? Because somebody did this, and I'm actually surprised it's not up there. Because I saw it in the comments. Slut. I'm surprised that wasn't, because this one is You Are in Love and Slut, because it is. I don't not that it should be up there, but with You Are in Love at all. But I think that more than other songs, like it should have been, like, if anything, 'cause it is like there's romance in it, you know.
Like, because when Timeless knocked me on my ass when I was looking at Speak Now, I was like, oh, let me make sure I look at the vault songs. So like when I did do 1989, when I was like looking at the vault songs and I was like, oh, really, it would just be Slut. Like that I would be picking over You Are in
Right.
Love, and I'm not going to do that
And you're
because
not.
every
You
other
can't.
one is not.
Like
to
sometimes
me.
you just can't.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's the stereotype pick or stereotypical pick for a reason, right?
Exactly.
Now, someone did say hot take. They picked This Love. Hot take over You Are in Love. I know, but this is me and my boyfriend's song. It just has such a romantic vibe, and love how it reflects that love isn't perfect and it will find its way back if it's meant for you. And then
I totally agree.
Okay, wait. I have to read this comment for someone that picked This Love. Because no one I actually know in real life will ever read this. I can divulge my spicy and most embarrassing take that in an album chock full of chock full of love songs, I love This Love the most because it's the idea that you're tied to someone through good and bad and you find your way back to the right person. I could never tell my friends because they'd immediately clock this as me pining over my ex who is that person, and then the TM, who I just can't seem to get over or disconnect from even after 12 years of friendship and back and forth. Honestly, super secret confession, I would play an instrumental version of This Love at my wedding if I married that ex. But I absolutely know that I should not.
Oh.
Damn. I could see that.
I totally get it. Like if you do have that long of a history with somebody, I totally get This Love being the song
the
for
back
you.
and forth 100%.
Love is good, love is bad, alive, back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Had to let it go free, but it came back to me. Like, girl, I get it.
Right, I get it. Like, thank you for divulging.
Thank you. Honestly, as we do more surveys and people want to let out their deepest, darkest secrets, obviously we don't know names, so
we don't. So like,
it's a way to express yourself because I really loved that confession.
Yeah. But I hear
I don't know
you.
I don't know the ins and outs of what happened with your ex, so I can't say I hope you guys like. I hope it is your wedding song because like maybe he's toxic.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 12 years and you know you don't want to say it to your friends, your friends are probably right. Like, they probably are, but that's okay. Like, when you're meant to get over it, you will, and you do what you will until then, and that
you'll either begin again or you'll This Love.
Yeah, and the only time I ever I really don't like This Love. I just not like lyrically love it, but just sonically, it's just not for me. Because the music just washes over whatever. But the only time I did like that song was when I was like, when I was having the same thing, like it'll come back, like like when I could like more so want to relate to that. So like I get it, for sure, I get it. Like
no, I do too.
I hope the best. Now the other person who's been a little wacky picked Wonderland, and then in the comments wrote, "Duh." Okay.
Duh.
We
both went mad.
Obviously, there's no other choice but Wonderland.
That is so funny.
Great.
Funny. Yeah, so no, great. I mean, You Are in Love.
Yeah, 1000%.
Period.
Okay, this album, Reputation, really. Actually,
this is hard.
Yeah, I knew that this one was going to be tough, and like even for me in picking it, and then I went with King of My Heart because first of all, it's my most fucking played song of all time. But I was trying to like, for all of these, I was trying to also not be like subjective in terms of like what do I like the most. But in this case, the reason that I liked it, even prior, this isn't like, oh, I'm connecting it to Ryan, although I do now, right? This is even when I was single, it was my top played song because it's like all at once, You Are Enough, like I'm perfectly fine. I live on my own. Like, and then you came into my life and you're the king of my heart. And like up on the roof of this go crush, drinking beer to plastic cups, say fancy me, not fancy stuff, baby, all at once. This is enough. Like, fuck yeah. Like, it is the only weird thing with it. There's so much romance on this album. The only weird thing, it's like the sonically, right? It's hard sonically. It doesn't sound like your dreamy. There's not really a dreamy romance sound for anyone, and especially not King of My Heart. But for me, it's King of My Heart.
I think, well, I had two I was between. I think I ended up picking New Year's Day. But Call It What You Want was the other.
Yes. Yeah. Totally. I was between wait, which one did you pick?
I think I picked New Year's Day.
Okay. I was between I think King of My Heart, probably Call It What You Want. Not even Between, but like other ones that I like kind of looked at. Maybe Don't Blame Me. Actually, it's so many of them could
There's
be.
so many.
It's also just hard because again, you don't have this album other than like New Year's Day. It had the piano, but that has a sadder sound to it. The tone is sad. There's no dreamy whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, so were you also saying that? What do you think the number one pick was?
Yes, maybe Call It What You Want.
Correct. It's almost a three-way tie, I'll say. So
between that, is it that King of My Heart and New Year's Day?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, so first place 27% Call It What You Want, 23% New Year's Day, and 21% King of My Heart.
Yeah. It makes sense. I mean,
Delicate was, I mean, it really drops down to 9%, but two of them have 9%, Delicate and Dress.
Oh, okay.
And I do hear you with the Delicate. I just,
for sure.
The thing that's missing is that it's before that it's like totally reciprocated, which is fine. Like everything is like some of them, even Fearless, whatever it is, but
or like Enchanted isn't totally reciprocated.
Right. So that's fine. But in terms of like comparing it then to Call It What You Want, of course, and New Year's Day and King of My Heart, like it's slightly different. And then Dress to me, like it's sexy for sure. But when I'm thinking romance in the way that I was voting for this, I wasn't thinking like what's the sexiest song.
No, me either.
So
no, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, like, we'll Call It What You Want, obviously.
Right.
I get it.
Makes sense.
First, even though I didn't pick it first, but I think I think I picked Call It What You Want first when I did this on TikTok a few years ago. But I don't know what happened with me when I was doing this now. Like New Year's Day, I just was like, I just really love the concept of like with you in the fun, crazy party.
Yes.
But then also with you when we're not doing anything and it's like calm. I don't know. I
agree. Right. It is definitely it's definitely romantic. Just the sad tone of it, the piano, like the sonic or whatever you want to call it. And then like for me, like just picking, I would still pick. I would probably do like other than King of My Heart, probably put Call It What You Want up because it's like more. I don't know. There is that tone of like, please don't ever become a stranger. Similar to like Cornelia Street, like hoping that it's not, you know, rather than the confidence of like all at once you're enough with King of My Heart and like Call It What You Want, like you already know it's there.
Right.
So, but I agree. It's the top three makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
that was a hard one.
That was so hard because Reputation is just so romantic. Yeah, I'm seeing if there's any good comments with this. Call It What You Want, loving someone without needing the approval of anyone because it's just about the two of you. Yeah, absolutely. New Year's Day, cleaning up the bottles with you is such a partner intimate thing to do. 100%. That like such a specific niche thing that you don't really think about often, and then Taylor puts it into words. 1000%. And then I don't know what's headcanon for this album. What is headcanon? Do you know?
Why? What's the rest of the comment?
Headcanon for this about New Year's Day. Headcanon for this album is that it takes place on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is a day after. This is my top 3 most romantic songs of her entire discography because I crave a love where someone wants my good times and will stay to clean up the mundane and messy. If I ever get married, I'll absolutely do a last dance song when everyone has left and it's just me and him as we slow dance to New Year's Day. Aw.
I think really headcanon just means like in her head, this is how the album was.
Okay.
Like, you know how like Damon and Elena are canon in Vampire Diaries, like because they were written to be like. I think it's like in her.
Like, I know what canon means, but yeah, she just put it as one word, I guess.
Yeah, like at least
like I didn't know if that was
interpreting it. Right. Stefan and Elena are headcanon.
Right.
They are supposed to be what happened.
Right. Someone picked Dancing with Their Hands Tied and they wrote, why does this feel like the ultimate love album? Do so many fantastic love songs to choose from. Honorable mention to Gorgeous, King of My Heart, and Dress.
Yeah. I know. There are so many when you really like dig deep, dig beyond the couple songs that are about Kanye. It really is all.
Yeah.
Love.
Now our favorite person didn't leave a comment, but I will say they picked This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things.
Honestly, better. Better that there was no comment with
no
it.
No comments, like no comment needed. Duh. Like
drop
obviously.
the mic. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's so good. I love this person.
Now, but yeah, fucking I love King of My Heart. Sorry, it's
so good.
So love it. Okay. Moving on.
Lover.
Okay.
Yes. So I feel like Lover's gonna should win.
Okay.
I think I picked Daylight.
I think I picked Daylight too. This is one that I was like, if I go back again, like
I might pick something different.
I might pick something different.
I agree.
I don't know.
I really would
tough.
only be between those two in terms of the what I would pick. But I could see other ones being picked on the album.
Yes.
I could see I Think He Knows or False God, or I guess even Cornelia Street to a certain extent, or Afterglow. I could see all of those, but Daylight and Lover are the only two that I think I would ever pick if I took this 1,000 times.
So
I might switch between them, but
what I think you're doing, and maybe not, that I did the same thing. I know you don't like this song, but I totally forgot about Paper Rings. And I know it's upbeat and it's fun, and it's whatever, but that's also an obvious one that people would pick. You know what I mean? I know you don't like the song,
about Paper Rings,
but I literally forgot about it.
No, I forgot about it too.
When you're you'd only really pick between Daylight and Lover, and I'm like, yeah, but Paper Rings is literally about
I think it's genuinely just the sound of it.
Yeah, because it's so upbeat, almost like Shake It Off. I happen to fucking love the song, but I also didn't even consider it to pick.
No.
Totally forgot.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, crazy. But you are right.
Maybe it's just because when you think about it, Paper Rings, obviously it's oh, I'd marry you with paper rings, but then you have Lover here that is also a huge wedding themed type song. And I don't know how you'd pick Paper Rings over Lover, I guess. When you think about it.
Yeah.
Or when I think about it, at least.
Lover won with 38.7% of the vote. So this is one of those albums that had kind of that front runner.
Yeah.
Obviously not as strong as You Are in Love and Mary Song, but this is from what we've seen so far, the biggest one that doesn't have a number two that's coming for its neck. But number two, so it goes from 38.7% to 24.5% and is Daylight. Okay. And then number three, 11.6% is Paper Rings.
Okay.
And then
Fair.
And then 4 is Cornelia Street. And then 5, also forgot. I added this in probably after you took it because I was like, shit, duh, this song is so romantic. All the Girls You Loved Before is in 5th place. Which it is romantic, but you forget.
Yeah, I don't think that was on there. It wouldn't have changed what I picked, but I don't think it was.
No, it wouldn't have changed either. But I think I picked Daylight. I picked Daylight, but
Daylight too.
I'm not even it could be Lover.
Sold.
I didn't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, obviously for me, and this is why I didn't pick Cornelia Street because I was like, all right, I'm gonna take away for me it is the most romantic because it is, and it tells a story of falling in love and all of that stuff. But I was like, I'm gonna just try to go from this more objectively. Where Daylight I believe has more of the just the fact that she's I used to think love was red, but it's golden and it's warmth and that's all I see. And I don't want to know anything else. I don't want to see anything else. It's just you. And I want to be surrounded by it. That is so beautiful. And of course, Lover is romantic. But even on my first listen through of Lover, I remember being oh, this is written to be a love song. It's written to be a wedding
Daylight
song.
Actually felt more, I totally
authentic.
Agree.
It felt she was intentionally trying to write a wedding
thinking
song.
out loud for Ed Sheeran. It's oh, this was, you wrote this. I mean, I know maybe she didn't, but this is going to kill as a wedding song where Daylight is actually more of her explaining the love she feels in her relationship she was in.
Right. And it's more of that niche, oh my God, of course you want somebody to be your lover. And it is so romantic. And I do love that song. There's beauty in it. And of course romance in it, but there's just something about Daylight that it's wow, putting that imagery to it and make the metaphor with the colors and the symbolism, it's beautiful. And it's damn, yeah, that is. And then falling in love, I'm fuck, that is how it feels. It's just warm sun.
Yeah. For sure.
Moment of warm sun, but I'm not the one. Um, okay, I'm just gonna see comments real quick if there's anything that jumps
Mm-hmm.
out. Daylight, very close second. All the girls you love before someone picked. I love how that it implies that the first person you date probably won't be your end game, but oh, end game too.
I know. I thought that
Romantic, but in a
too.
different way.
Yeah.
Uh, but there was a reason you had to date them before you found your one. Agree. I would have picked like if I had thought about it, I still think I would have picked Daylight, but all the girls you loved before, the parallel lines of
Yeah.
it all leads to this place. It's invisible string, like everything led
Yeah.
us to this moment.
I also just I like it, like for all the girls you loved before, like I just like the concept of like not being jealous of
Right.
past relationships. Like I just think that's like very nice.
Yes.
Like to like
And
it's not like, oh, I automatically hate all your ex-girlfriends. You know, like
and
I like that it's like, no, they made
100%.
you who you are and
They
I'm
made
happy
you who
they
you
were
are
here.
today.
Yeah.
And we were meant to find each other at this moment, and we
Hmm.
wouldn't be who we are with our past experiences. Totally agree. And then the lines that it's like, um, your past and mine are parallel lines, stars all
Hmm.
aligned and they intertwined. Fucking the first time I heard that, I think I like almost cried. I'm like, I want that because
Yeah.
Brian and I always like said that again with like, well, we have all these invisible strings and literally like our lives were like parallel lines. If we look back, it's crazy that we haven't met before and finally our
Hmm.
stars aligned and we're together now. And, fucking like love. I love.
Hmm.
Somebody picked paper rings and said, I would almost argue that none of these are very romantic due to the anxiousness of being dumped, essentially, that is talked about and felt over the course of the album. Right.
Yeah.
I chose paper rings because of the writer's willingness to want to tie the knot, even if it was just paper rings. At the same time, I think somebody shouldn't have to beg for the bare minimum for love, in this case, paper rings for marriage.
Yeah.
Good argument. I feel
For
that.
sure. Agreed.
Yeah, I feel that. Oh, you know what? We didn't mention somebody did pick. It's nice to have a friend. Totally. It's cute
Oh,
and it's sweet
I love
romance and
that
it
song. I
turns
know people
into
don't like that.
I love that song too and I again
I know
forgot
we've
about it.
always both loved that, and it's like I don't understand why people don't like that song.
And it is so romantic
Hmm.
actually now that I'm thinking about it. There is and then now I think originally people are
So
like, "Oh,
true.
Lover's this love album," but really it's not. There's all this anxiety, which
No,
is true, but actually now I think more people think of it as not being super romantic, but it is. There are a lot
there
of
are.
beautiful beautiful romantic songs on this album.
Lover was never thought of as an anxious album until after they broke up.
Right.
Like
Right.
I understand it and I hear it, like I do see it in the songs, but like nobody was referencing Lover as, uh-oh, are they okay because of how she's writing about him until they weren't. And you could look back at the signs of like, here's an album where she wrote multiple wedding songs, songs about getting
Yes.
married, this kind of thing. And then years later when they break up, or she's writing songs now about how, oh, I don't need to be a wife. Like it was, you can now look at the whole picture and be like, oh, that was a
Right.
really different relationship than we ever thought. And she does seem
100%.
anxious in a lot of this, but I don't think that was the original. I
Ag-
think that's how people think of it now. I don't
I
think
know it.
that was always.
And I agree though, but what I'm saying is like I
Agree.
think people
Yeah.
are saying that too much. Like you're looking for things too much.
Yeah.
Because I did see well, what someone was like, I would argue that none of these songs are romantic. Like, yes, they are.
Yeah,
Like,
they
come
are,
on.
of course.
Like, of course they are. Somebody like talked about Cornelia Street can't count the amount of times I've cried to the song. It perfectly encapsulates the feeling of falling hard and fast and being so in love that it feels scary. Yeah,
Mhm.
totally. Um, Someone wrote for Daylight, such a hard choice among such a competitive album. It's called Lover after all, but this song is my heart because what do you mean I don't want to look at anything else now that I saw
I
you?
saw
Like,
you.
wow.
Exactly.
The way the right person gives you the tunnel vision and you just don't even look at other people. Most men could never, to be honest.
Literally.
Okay, let's see if our friend picked anything fun. Um, they're all the way towards the bottom, I think. Oh, I don't think they picked anything. I don't think um, they picked You Need to Calm Down. Okay, great. So anyway,
I love.
I love Lover. I hate that it gets such a bad rep sometimes because of her putting out You Need to Come Down and Me as people have that concept of like that's what the album is and it's cheesy and it's dorky, but like
Yeah.
there's just so many fucking like of my top songs ever on that album.
Mhm.
Anyway, Lover. If you could tell, Folklore.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's one very clear winner. Invisible String.
You got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
51%
Okay. Yep.
Invisible
I was
String.
hoping that it would
So
be.
this is the number two. Like the only thing that beat this is You Are in Love, because
Yeah.
Mary's song was like 49%. So yeah, 51% Invisible String. I'm pretty sure I picked Invisible String because
I did.
duh.
Did like Illicit Affairs or Cardigan or like what?
So there's only two. It goes from
Oh,
51% and 17.9% is second place. Like that's how much it drops.
Yeah.
Is Peace with 18% essentially, and there's not even anything else up here.
Okay, good.
That's like everything else is just like a
complete
little
sense.
teeny tiny sliver.
I was a little worried that like, because again, I hated when like in like the trilogy on the album, like I hated when she said that they would get back together in Cardigan.
Oh, yeah.
Like I just couldn't ever stand that. So I was wondering if Cardigan would like sneaky be romantic, but I'm glad
Cardigan
that like, we recognize Invisible String and
yes, but Cardigan on its own though,
for sure.
I would actually argue it is even
I
more
agree.
so maybe more so than Peace just now with but again, now I have just what I said with Lover, this swayed view of it, because it's like, damn, like she was asking that because it wasn't
I
enough.
feel like
But
Cardigan over Peace, because like I don't think Peace is very relatable to other people.
Oh, I don't know.
Like
I think
like
it's super relatable
in the sense of how the whole concept of like, and maybe it's because I'm thinking of it in the concept of her writing it as there's people all over the place that are taking pictures of me and whatever. Like you're never gonna find peace. Like in that sense.
Oh, okay. Because
like it felt too literal to me, like of being about her life, that I've never necessarily felt connected to it.
Oh, I see. Because in the Long Pond studio sessions, whatever, that Aaron Dessner talked about how for him it's about like the anxiety that he has, and it's like, is it going to be enough that I can't ever give you peace because of my mental illness, because of like whatever it is that he said that he had. I'm like, damn, yeah, that's so relatable. Like I'm never gonna be like 100% like mentally stable basically and all that stuff. So when he said that, and that was obviously a few months after the album came out, I was like, damn, yeah. And so I never, even though Taylor does talk about the fame and all that stuff, for me I always was like, yeah, shit, that's beautiful that it isn't just about fame. It's just like it's about all of those other things. And so originally I was like, yeah, that's so romantic. Oh, we got another response. Okay. But now looking back, I can't pick it. But Cardigan is about like that person putting the old cardigan on.
Well, which is why I would say I definitely
it's not even
Cardigan.
Yes, it is.
I see Cardigan as more. Yeah, I don't see it because of the trilogy of it.
Because of the trilogy on its own, though.
But I would say it was more romantic than Peace. But again, I think I guess because in my eyes, like in terms of romance for Peace, like I completely get why it's voted as a romantic song. Like, but at the same time, like in my head, it's like, if I'm not enough,
right,
fucking bye.
Right.
Like if I can't give you peace or whatever, we shouldn't be together. I should be with somebody we
find peace together.
Right. Like, so I think
us being together is peace.
Exactly.
Is our peace. Exactly.
Right.
Agree.
So I think that's,
but one thing that, so after that, is it, let's see. Yeah. Cardigan did get technically 6%. Yeah. So technically it's third, but like it barely got any votes.
Yeah.
But what else I did think of, but I ended up going obviously with Invisible String, that I'm surprised didn't get more votes, is The Lakes, because you are talking about escaping with the one that you love. However, I understand there's another aspect to it, which is just about like wanting to get away from everything and wanting to bring your lover with you. The point of the song is not about like that lover itself. It's just saying we're going to run away together.
See, I thought of The Lakes too as one that could be getting was. I also thought of Seven. But for a different type of romance, obviously not like a relationship romance, but more of like romanticizing a friendship you had or like a childhood memory.
Yeah.
Obviously not the same
right. I
thing,
mean,
but
if we're talking romantic as in like the lakes, like the romantic poets and stuff, what romanticism is essentially like focusing on the sense of self, focusing on idealizing like nature and
right.
And thinking about the beauty of emotions and our mind. It's not about courtly love. So in that sense, 100%.
Yeah.
But and when I was writing the survey, I wrote it out as like her most romantic love song.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want people to go like romanticism, like we want the love, but then I was like, no one's gonna do that. Like that's just my English teacher brain thinking. But I do agree with you. Like if we're talking about the most romantic in terms of like literature, like what romantic actually means, yeah, 7 would totally be. It does have very much romantic aspects on it.
Yeah.
And romanticizing one's past and idealizing it and that focus on nature and like, all that. So let's see if someone picked Exile, that person that I thought was you. And I was like, okay, maybe Steph's really just like leaning into the sadness.
No.
And this person wrote, I had a hard time between Exile and This Is Me Trying, but had to ultimately choose Exile. It was sent to me multiple times after a rough breakup, which made it clear to me that romance doesn't always mean a happy ending or a stable relationship. In this case, it could also represent the dedication of one person has in trying to keep the union together, which might be simultaneously conflicting with the other person's dedication to ending it. The romance and wanting it to end, exists in the effort of trying to let the person down easy to avoid breaking a heart or just ignoring it completely. This way, you're both able to preserve the best memories of the relationship as opposed to the sad ending. Here's the thing. I understand a sense of yearning and a sense of loss, like there's romance in that, but I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
But I appreciate I love the thought, you know what I mean? I love what this person is saying and how they're connecting.
Right, their interpretation of it, yeah.
But rather than the interpretation, I do feel like this person's more thinking of it in more of like a personal way, like what they're kind of tied to is like holding on to the pain is romantic, but it's like maybe that's just the phase in your life you're in,
Yeah.
This created the invisible string theory piece, knowing you're a mess and they love you anyway, and you would do the same for them. Another person picked Exile. The love that is still there after the breakup is the most heart-wrenching thing, and I weirdly find that romantic. I totally get it. But I sometimes think that's where like our personal feelings get in the way of the vote.
Right.
And I think that we don't have a comment from our friend.
Folky folk.
Oh, yeah.
What'd they pick?
Nah, they picked the one. A couple people did though. That's not so crazy.
I don't hate the one. So that reminded me of like, I don't remember what song we were talking about before, but kind of like
Stay Beautiful, Dorothea, when we were
it was one. Yeah, Tim McGraw for me. Yeah. Where it was sort of like, oh, you're like just remembering fondly,
right?
That, like, but again, over Invisible String, no shot. Like over Peace or Cardigan, no shot. But I do get it.
I agree. Yeah. Like I fucking love that song. Like totally get it. But
that song is a top.
So now Evermore is an interesting.
Really hard.
It was real tough. This was a toughie. So
I have no fucking clue. I don't even remember what I picked. Actually, I probably picked Gold Rush, but like I also don't think I did. Like,
honestly, wait, I actually could remember what I picked because I'm the first person that voted, so I think it does go in that order.
I guess
okay,
Willow,
I know what I picked,
or even like Dorothea or Ivy. Ivy, like I feel like is romantic, but not in a good way. Like it's obviously very romantic about the affair partner.
Now, you're totally right. And I thought that too in thinking about it. But yes, but like this isn't that's not a breakup love. Yeah, maybe it's cheating, but there's romance in what she is talking about. And remember, lest we not forget, and I've mentioned this on the podcast. I first listened to this album and I was like, Ivy's so romantic.
That's right.
Because my cousin Deirdre was like, yeah, there's just no songs I relate to. I'm like, Deirdre, she's like, Steph, that's literally, what are you talking about? I looked at the lyrics, I was like, oh shit. Yeah. But when you do just listen to it and you're not even like connecting that it's about
it's like cheating, fire, it's a goddamn blaze in the dark and you started it. Yeah.
My pain fits in the palm of your freezing hand. Like, beautiful.
No, I agree. Like Ivy probably should win, even if it's like romantic. It's romantic about a not so great message, maybe. But
so there's two things. One that's not this. What did you pick? You said you think you picked.
I don't even know. I don't know what I picked.
Maybe
it might have been Ivy. It might have been Willow. It might have been Gold Rush.
So funny.
Because obviously I love Gold Rush. Like I really love Gold Rush, but I also don't necessarily find it like
it's almost like a jealous sort of feeling.
Like it sounds romantic, like the gleaming, like, you know, but I don't know if I picked it. Like I really don't.
So,
Cowboy Like Me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you haven't mentioned what I picked.
Yeah, I think that might be what I picked.
So I picked Cowboy Like Me, and because I thought about it, and I also, so I was, and you also haven't mentioned the other one. So I was between Ivy, Cowboy Like Me, and then I'm like, long story short, because it is romantic, but it does, like literally that's the song that is about.
Yeah.
It's romantic, but it's not sounded, like the romantic sound of it isn't as it's just
Cowboy
not,
Like Me,
whatever. Yeah, so I picked Cowboy Like Me, and that is what won 28.8% Cowboy Like Me.
Now that I just remembered it, well, because I also like Cowboy Like Me wasn't an original favorite of mine. I honestly skipped it because I don't think I really processed the story going on in the lyrics, like, but lately,
I hear you.
It has become like, oh wait, wow, that song is. Wow.
It's a grower. No, and I know my first listen, I just always fucking loved like dancing is a dangerous game. You know, I fucking loved that. So I don't, but it also grew on me. And then just now I hang from your lips like the gardens of Babylon, your boots beneath my bed forever is the sweetest con. Oh, it's I fucking totally. So that one, and second place is Ivy.
Okay.
And those were close. So Cowboy Like Me got 28.8% and Ivy got 24.4%.
Okay.
And then third place drops all the way to 12% is Willow.
Okay. That makes sense. I totally agree with it. This Cowboy Like Me seems
cool.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna. It's cool because this album forces us to really, really think about not your obvious in the face romance, which and then it's like actually these songs are super romantic, and it's cool to have to like think about it in that through that lens.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say because I think Cowboy Like Me has also sneakily, seemingly become a Taylor and Travis
favorite. Oh yeah?
No, because I think he said Cowboy Like Me is one of his favorite songs. And people were like, how the fuck would that ever be a favorite song of his unless somehow it has come to be something important to them? You know what I mean? Because they were like, blank space, duh, he rides hard for blank space. Like, so High School, duh, it's about him. But like when they were like, Cowboy Like Me, what the fuck? Like
where'd that come from?
Where'd that come from? They must like, something must remind them, you know, whatever.
Yeah. No, but it is like, I know a lot of people say that like two con artists falling in love, that's the premise, and a lot of people also are like, oh yeah, that's totally like and Ivy too are totally like gay songs, you know, but which is fine, like think of it however you want to think of it, but like no, like I can even like if you're thinking, oh, you didn't know that, those are like the two number one, those are like the two number whatever,
of everything in her discography.
Ivy,
I would have said
and they say the whole of Evermore, but Ivy and Cowboy Like Me are the number 1 and 2.
Oh, I mean, I would have put Gold Rush over both of those.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe because I'm thinking of the Carly Kloss of it all, but
right. No, they just mean in general, not specifically tied to like about Carly Kloss, which is also a separate thing. This is like
got it.
Whatever, like whatever. So and sure, because whatever. But I will say like no, I think Cowboy Like Me, it's falling in love with like who you actually like, you've met your match, and it's like you're trying to find love out here, and all of a sudden when it's like, you know, you when you go on a first date and you're nervous and you kind of put on a show for somebody, and then all of a sudden it's like you find somebody that is you and sees you for you and vice versa, and there's no lying, there's no hiding about your past or anything like that, because you guys you're meant to be together. And like she's telling it through that metaphor of con artists, but it's like you get to be your real self with the person. So again, I understand through like a gay perspective, like totally I get that, right? You get to be your true and your real self finally, whatever. But that's how love should feel for anybody.
Yeah.
For everybody. But so for Ivy, someone said, I mean, I'd meet you where the spirit meets the bone in a faith forgotten land. My house of stone, your ivy grows, and I'm covered in you. Definitely her most romantic cheating love song. I love that. That's like so specific.
For sure.
Yeah. Someone picked Dorothea, like a long lost love type of romance. Yeah, totally.
Like the one.
Kind of like and stay beautiful. Yeah. Like Tis the Dance Season. I don't know if this is the most romantic, but it's my favorite. Okay.
I understand.
It's great. It's great. So Cowboy Like Me, somebody said this concisely. I find this song to be Taylor talking about how she's not perfect, but she finds her perfect match. Yeah, exactly. Because Forever's Sweetest Gone, it's a twin flame. Now you hang on my lips like the gardens of Babylon, people are mentioning. Ivy is the definition of beautiful, dangerous, forbidden love. Okay, wait. Sorry, there's one comment that I know I wanted to read because I'm like, damn, same. I just have to find it. Oh, did they delete it? Someone, I swear on my life stuff, somebody wrote about how they picked Ivy. And they were like, literally, I know that it's about cheating, but like the same, basically the exact same thing that I said. Like my pain fits in the palm of your freezing hand. Like it's super romantic. Dang it. I swear to God.
Maybe you made it up.
I didn't make it up.
You wanted somebody to have said the same thing.
No, I swear. Shoot.
How would they go back in and delete it?
I don't know, but I swear I'm not lying.
Okay.
Somebody picked Marjorie and said it's a love song to her grandma. I don't care.
I actually do understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get
Not for what I was voting for, but yes, I do understand that.
Yeah. Some people did write like a few comments, like there isn't really one on this album. But again, I just don't think that those people were really thinking hard enough about it. Yeah. Okay. Next up we have Midnights. Maybe a Midnight.
So I think Sweet Nothing probably won.
Yeah, took the cake. 38.5%. And then it's like, even though it was only about 40%, which is a lot, right? The next jumps all the way down to 11%. So it's like
Paris.
Yeah, was second place. I'm sorry. Second place was tied. 11.5% Paris, 11 point exact tie for. Any guesses? Any guesses? No, Maroon. Snow on the Beach was then third. If that was tied for second, those two. This is third. Is Snow on the Beach with 9%. But I actually picked Snow on the Beach. I don't know why I didn't pick Sweet Nothing. Because I did think about it and actively chose. Maybe I was just feeling rebellious. Because it definitely is Sweet Nothing, but I think I'm jaded from her personal life.
For sure. I was going to
say. Which I shouldn't be. That's why I'm like, damn, I should have just went with like.
I think I picked. So Sweet Nothing would be the pick, because that was also one of my favorite songs to start. But I think I might have thrown a curveball and picked Paris.
Oh.
But mainly
I do love it.
I was thinking about obviously Connor, I guess. And I listened to Paris before we went and got engaged.
Oh,
I knew it was happening.
Right.
And then that was just the song that was on like the Midnights rotation, like pretty much as I was done getting ready. And then like as he was like getting out of the shower and stuff. So I just like recorded myself singing Paris because I was like, holy fuck.
No, it is so romantic. And honestly, like it was second place. It should have been. I understand why Sweet Nothing beat it because the sound of it is so like sweet and romantic, and Paris is more fun, kind of like not as, but kind of like the Paper Rings, you know, and like the love story. Like it's fun and it's exciting. But I agree. I fucking love Paris. But for some reason, I also didn't pick it. Like, I went with Snow on the Beach because I'm like, that concept and like the concept is kind of like Seven. It is the concept is romantic, is in love romantic, but then you also have that nature aspect of it and that description of how like unique something is, like
romantic too,
and how rare it is to find somebody, especially when she adds more Lana Del Rey in. That song made it so much better. I liked the song so much better after that. And I love how it feels. It almost sounds like the snow is literally like falling, and it's so rare and romantic that I just picked it because it kind of hit a little bit of everything.
I totally agree, because I feel like Snow on the Beach sounds the most romantic. Sweet Nothing's like concept is like maybe one of the most romantic, which is why it may be one, just about like you don't ask anything of me, you just love me for whatever. And then I feel like Paris is the more like in your face, I'm obsessed with you, I love you so much, like type of romantic.
Yes.
You know, where like obviously depending on the mood of the day, you might pick any of those three.
It could go, but Sweet Nothing took the cake, and then it was Maroon and Paris that were tied.
Yeah, Maroon is weird to me.
I'll read one of the Maroon comments. The way she uses a variation of the color red, which is commonly associated with love, to describe their best moments together as well as their worst. So maybe it started out as perfect red, turned darker, maroon is soured. Also, the opening verse with the cheap wine and the incense ashes sounds like a scene out of a cute teen romance. Honorable mention goes to Snow on the Beach for Taylor's explanation of the feeling of figuring out a person you've caught feelings for the same way about you. So I agree, because remember the first time, I mean, Maroon's my favorite song on that album.
Oh my God, yeah.
And the beginning of the song is romantic.
Yes, but then you didn't realize it was a breakup song until the end.
Halfway. Yes, I was like, wait, this is a breakup song.
Yeah,
I would agree. Right. I would agree if it wasn't then a breakup, you know.
Yeah.
But it is romantic in the sense of not letting that person go, but then whatever. Nothing crazy. Someone did pick Glitch and said, I think this goes hand in hand with Paper Rings. In Paper Rings, she says, I hate accidents except from when we went to Friends to This. And the beginning of Glitch is we were supposed to be just friends. Yep. Yeah, I love Glitch too, but I do, it is, but I also see it as like a little bit more like just sexy. In the sound, it's like more sexy. Yeah, and I do like Glitch. Steamy Romance, somebody else said for Glitch.
Mm-hmm. Totally
and then
agree.
A contender goes to Lavender Haze. Yeah. And
I'm surprised Lavender Haze didn't get more.
You're right. Yeah. Someone else picked Lavender Haze. I stand by the theory that Midnight's was a breakup album. Yeah.
We totally agree.
I agree. Totally agree. Paris, nothing. I'm just seeing if there's any like someone loved Mastermind though. Yeah. Because originally I did think Mastermind was
I did too. But then Yeah. But
somebody picked Antihero and said, I think this is the only one I know from this one. Is that
might be Pete.
Is that Pete? No, it's not. This is somebody else. This is at the bottom. And it's not our friend either. Oh, yes, it is our friend. Okay. So that maybe that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
Wow.
This is the only one I know from this one.
So that person just okay. I wonder who those people are. Like, why'd you take it?
Yeah.
Like Pete, I get.
Yeah. Could it have been Alex?
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I guess it's towards the bottom.
Because I know Alex is in the Facebook group.
Yeah,
but obviously I don't think
I don't know that she actually took it.
No, I know, but like I just didn't know if like she's not a huge Taylor Swift fan, so maybe she's just picking songs.
I would have to go back and read through her choices to be able to like figure that out, because who knows? Yeah. So anyway, Cowboy Like Me. Should we go to Torture? It was the winner. I just wanted to reemphasize.
You mean
wait, are we are on Midnight? Sorry.
Yeah, you mean Sweet Nothing.
Yes, that is what I meant. Forgot what we were talking about. Tortured Poets, the final album.
Poets, the first time it's ever been in a survey.
Yeah, welcome.
So hard. Well, not so hard.
Really?
No, I mean it's not, because there's literally two choices. So I think I picked So High School.
Oh, I picked So High School because fuck yeah. It's yeah.
I guess I could see like Fresh Out the Slammer being romantic in a way. But yeah, to me, like, so High School, and then I guess The Alchemy, and maybe I'm Gonna Get You Back maybe could be low-key kind of a weird romantic thing.
Yeah.
But so High School.
Yeah, so High School won. It was neck and neck for a short time. The Alchemy was beating it. I was like, no, fuck no. This better win, and it did. 35.9%. So High School, second place is The Alchemy with 27%. So thank God. 100%, because like also to me, and I know I've said this about High School before, like this is not just because it's about Travis. Like,
no,
this encapsulates like when people are like, oh, it's about high school, it's so like immature. Like, no, it's fucking
so
talking about how you are falling in love the way that you always wanted to from the time when your
you were in
youth,
high
and you're
school.
going back to the core, and it's like pure, right? It's about the purity of their love, and the joy. It's the song sounds like pure fucking joy.
Yep.
I feel like laughing in the middle of practice, like, oh my God, when you really do fall in love in that way, to me, like the way this sounds in the lyrics perfectly describes that warmth, that happiness of like, I rediscovered things that I loved to do when I was a little kid, and like with Ryan and the way that we like behave with each other behind closed doors, like we're little kids. Like, it is so beautiful because it's so innocent and pure, like true love, in my opinion. And this is what that song is. And this was one of my contenders for of all time. I picked 3 songs for my of all time, but so High School is up there because I just like hearing it literally just like is love to me. But
no, I totally agree. I think I hate that it gets hate because I'm like, the whole concept, like, because people hate on it because of some of the like, oh, Grand Theft Auto, like whatever, and it's like, that's the fucking point. Like, the point of it is that it's like things you did in high school, like, and he's making you feel like how optimistic with love you were in high school before you've been beaten down by whatever else,
and also
life
everything
throws at you. Yeah.
Everything that you want when you're in high school, what you like, and what she's been singing about since she was in high school. She got that. She got her "You Belong with Me" and all of that stuff. And it's totally I could go on and on. It's so beautiful. And then it also ties in with The Alchemy to like The Alchemist, which is literally going back to your childhood self and have you find what you've always been destined to have and to want by thinking back to like, what did you want when you were a kid and your purest form? What makes you happy without all the other things that have happened in your life, like intrinsically, genuinely, truly happy. You have to kind of go back to like when you were a child to be reminded of that, like before you were told what to like, before you were told what things make you happy.
Yeah,
it strips down everything and it's pure love. And anyway, Alchemy got second place. And like I said, but then it drops. Like, I wouldn't even say there's a third place, but it drops to 8%. And third place is But Daddy I Love Him, which I understand for the very last verse, but it makes sense. Somebody did write a comment about Fresh Out the Slammer, I remember seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone picked Peter and I thought it was you. I may be a bit biased, but it's probably my favorite song on the album. But what's more romantic than the woman who sits by the window waiting so long to turn out the light? I would agree, except she does turn the light out.
Yeah, right. She does.
So I get it, but yeah. Someone picked I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
Okay.
I couldn't pick half the album, but this makes me feel like a badass bitch and that you can survive a heartbreak. So self-romanticizing.
Okay. Fair.
Okay. For the But Daddy I Love Him, someone said love story is more rebellious older sister. Yeah, okay. I understand. Because it's like then you're gonna marry him and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, Fresh Out the Slammer, someone picked difficult romance. I look in people's windows, desperate, borderline creepy romance, but is it unrequited? I always say that. I always so high school cutesy romance, okay?
Yeah.
The Alchemy, someone said, where's the trophy? Your trophies, you're the trophy, so shine bright and stand tall. Thank you.
Oh, love that.
The Prophecy, the plea for love is just someone did Albatross and said maybe not a popular pick, but the idea that she's Albatross who swept in at rescue and was there trying to shield him from it all. I like it's like what I love about Peace. I love the song and it's a very self-sacrificial kind of love. I have a love for songs where people realize how hard loving the living is to show up every day in a relationship despite what others say. It's hard work, but you do it for love. Totally, like conceptually in that sense.
Yeah.
But that's not to me what the song is about that, but it's not like it's not about the relationship itself. It's about her being the albatross in general. So
agreed.
A couple others for I Look in People's Windows. The longing for the relationship. I mean, I love the song.
I do too. I love that
song. Someone picks Love of My Life or El Lamel, and said because it's heartbreaking.
Okay.
Oh, also I wanted to mention somebody else picked I Can Do It With a Broken Heart and wrote Love Song to Yourself. Okay.
Agreed. It is.
So yeah. But shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh well. This is what I was gonna say. The fourth place, it's only 7%, but it's Guilty as Sin, and so I can see that too. Because it wasn't, we didn't mention it before because it is, but it's like we said to me, that's spicy, that's sexy,
for sure.
Where like a false god and all that stuff. That's
I don't
not
think
like
of those as romantic,
right? Like courtliness essentially. So now. The last thing I did was had everybody tell me what your top 1 to 3, what you think the most romantic of all time were. And then I copy and pasted everybody's responses and made ChatGPT list it out for me which was so easy to do. So I now do also have that list, but I want to know like what did you pick? What do you think?
I think I picked You Are in Love.
You just picked one? Like you didn't
I might have picked You Are in Love and Timeless. But I think I was like, I know it's You Are in Love, so I'm not.
Right. I don't think
I think it's also just because like it's been that for 10 years, it's been, that's her most romantic song. So I think it would be hard for me to pick anything else, I guess, since it's been so ingrained in my brain as her most romantic song forever. Right. I still do believe it, but I think it's just I couldn't sway.
Right. I guess I went more rebellious for it. So I guess I would maybe change it. But what I wrote was Mary Song, So High School, and Daylight Live from Paris.
Mm-hmm.
But the live version of it specifically when it's more or just any live version where it's more piano are my top 3. But of course, yes, You Are in Love. I guess, I mean, if I was really going opinionated, I would have put like King of My Heart, but like I was trying to be kind of both. Steph, what do you think is the most romantic personally, while also still being like relatively objective? And I guess, I just always remember in the very beginning of You, like when You're in Love, and because those are on the bonus tracks, I like actually didn't like the songs.
Oh.
And because I think they were bonus tracks and I always got This Love confused with You Are in Love, I skipped it. So like later on in life, when I rediscovered everything, I mean, not so later on in life, but I'm like, holy shit. But
no, the 1989 Vault, well, not Vault, the first deluxe edition, I think that made me like the album way more than I did originally when it was put out. Like I absolutely loved all 3 of those, like Wonderland, You Are in Love, and New Romantics. I literally was like, oh my God, thank God she put these out. Like I remember thinking that once I got the rest, I was like, yes, I needed these. So I think that's also probably like,
right. Right.
Why it's still up there for me.
And yeah, it is still up there for me too, but I just am like being honest, like with myself. In what I'm thinking of romance, and that was Ivy and You Are in Love were my mashups, or no, it's Fresh Out the Slammer, X, You Are in Love, and then Ivy and Call It What You Want. So like, love it. I cried when You Are in Love came on, but like for me, when I'm like listening to it, it's like yes, that's what love should be. But the feeling that I get when I'm listening to Mary Song, So High School, and like Daylight, like Live from Paris, is romance to me, if that makes sense. So that's how I picked my top 3. Like everything, it just hits. But so I will go over the results from ChatGPT. They even gave me, they're like, you want us to give you another breakdown of everything? I was like, yeah, bitch, analyze this shit for me. So as anyone would predict, and also going off of the percentages from the albums, You Are in Love is number one. The most romantic song of all time. The most people picked that.
Yep.
Number 2 is Timeless.
Wow.
Yeah. And what I also love about this, by the way, I'm gonna probably go to the top 10 because it drops after that anyway, with like all of a sudden it's like 5 mentions or less per, like, and then it's all of a sudden 1. So I love this because it actually, there are songs from there in the top 10. There are a few songs from the same album, so I think that's why this is cool, because people are able to be like, wait, no, even if the song didn't, like, You Are in Love and Timeless got number 1, but there's songs from those albums too that didn't even get picked as the number 1, but it's some, like, if you're then comparing it to everything else, it goes ahead of some of the other picks.
Love that.
So I like this. So You Are in Love is number 1, Timeless is number 2. Right below it at number 3 is Lover. Number 4, Enchanted. So
I
that's
figured when you said there could be 2, I was like, I bet it's Enchanted.
Number 5, New Year's Day.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. And then number 6 is Daylight.
Okay.
Number 7, Invisible String. Number 8, Mary's Song.
Yep.
Number 9, Call It What You Want.
Okay.
And number 10 doesn't make sense and is The Alchemy. But so High School didn't get up there, even though it was actually the number 1.
Well, and I was going to say the same goes for New Year's Day and Call It What You Want.
Yeah.
Call It What You Want beat New Year's Day on reputation, but New Year's Day.
Yeah. I mean, so High School got 1 less vote than The Alchemy did, so it didn't make the top 10. But then it's like, so the numbers 11 through 18 all have the exact same amount of mentions. So like that's why I'm stopping at 10, because then it's because everything that I just mentioned actually, well, Daylight and Invisible String are actually tied, but still.
Okay.
And then it goes down. Someone picked a couple people picked Run, which wasn't ever, we didn't even talk about.
Yeah.
Someone picked Hoax. Someone picked Better Than Revenge. Okay.
I think that was our friend.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so the analysis and the overview from ChatGPT. You Are in Love is the overwhelming favorite. This song was mentioned nearly 30 times, making it the clear winner as Taylor Swift's most romantic song, according to the responses. Many noted that it perfectly captures deep love and relationships in a way that feels cinematic yet realistic. So they also took the actual comments, which is good.
That.
So I don't have to
thank God we're doing this for every survey.
Yeah. I know, we have to.
Yeah.
The second note, Timeless and Lover were also extremely popular. Proving that, so Timeless is proving that fans resonate with its classic fate-driven romance theme. Lover is an obvious wedding song choice, screaming romance. So yeah. Number 3, their third point, nostalgic romance songs performed well. Mary's Song, Enchanted, and Our Song are among the old school Taylor Swift love songs that fans still love. These songs evoke young love and fairy tale romance, which clearly still connects with listeners.
It's so true. I mean, like, should GPT do our podcast?
Yeah, right.
On? Like, yeah.
Yeah, but then
perfectly encapsulated our 2 hours of babbling about these things.
Nah, but it's so AI, like evokes. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my students just piss me off and they try to act like I don't know what the fuck ChatGPT looks like. Okay, number 4. Sorry. Number 4, their fourth point. Newer, subtle love songs are also highly ranked. New Year's Day and Daylight were some of the most mentioned songs, likely because they showcase mature love, the kind of love that lasts beyond just the initial excitement. Invisible String is also ranked very high, showing how much fans love the idea of fate and connection in love. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Number 5, some fans prefer passionate or tragic romance. The Alchemy, Cowboy Like Me, Exile, and False God are songs that explore love with complexity, pain, and even a bit of edge. Some fans commented that Taylor has more tragic, yearning love songs than purely romantic ones.
Okay.
Number 6, the Fearless era songs still hold up. This is Fearless, Our Song and You Belong
Dance
With Me.
Right.
Well, our song is whatever. Style tracks will rank well among Swifties, proving that the country era love songs still resonate strongly. Final thoughts. What is Taylor Swift's romantic song? Based on fan responses, the clear top picks, we already said, are You Are in Love, most romantic song overall, based on the sheer number of mentions. Timeless, a close second, praise for its destined forever love theme. Lover, ultimate wedding song and joyful love anthem. Each of these songs represent a different stage of love. You Are in Love, the deep, quiet understanding of love. Timeless, the belief in forever love, fate, and destiny. Lover, pure joy and the celebration of being in love. They said, would you like me to refine anything or add any more details?
No, that was great.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Because I was like, I can't go through all 100 or like 260 comments. I just simply can't.
No, that's great. I loved that.
Yeah, I just copy and pasted in there. I'm like, give it to me, bitch. And it did. And I would have done that. That's why I was saying, if we had more time, I would have done that with like the others, but whatever. Like, it's fine. So yeah, I thought that was cool.
Amazing.
And it makes most of it makes sense. Some doesn't. I don't agree with Alchemy being up there, to be honest.
No, but yeah, no. I mean, I guess that would be the one.
I wonder if it was like we had 10,000 votes or 1,000 votes. In my head, I'm like, I think that wouldn't have been as high if that were the
You
case.
also might have people that couldn't decide between the two. And then pick I don't know why that would mean that it gets to be voted the most romantic. But,
right, of all. Yeah.
You know, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? But
wow.
Happy Lover season, Valentine's Day season. It should be like the top 3 of every album. I should put in a playlist. Not that, I mean, like, so it's at least like 33
A love playlist.
Yeah.
I wonder if my playlist I had made right when Taylor and Travis got together, I wonder how many of those
songs still hold up.
Probably like not many. Yeah, like if I think about it, how many are on there, but I don't know if I did I didn't really do they're so in love. I need to put all these
right. That was
on there.
That was like the initial excitement.
It was like Begin Again.
My God.
Endgame. Yeah.
Yes, and like football. Yeah, exactly. Football references. Like literally. anything. Yeah. Stay. You belong with me. Like, so exciting. I love love.
I do too. Love is great.
Are you doing anything for Valentine's Day?
No. I don't think so. We're gonna. I mean, typically our Friday nights are like making something nice for dinner and watching a movie.
It is a Friday.
Yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Make something nice and watch a movie.
Yeah. Be romantic. Light a candle with your movie.
Well, I actually told Con I wanted to watch Valentine's Day again because I haven't watched it in a long time. So maybe we'll watch it on Valentine's Day.
Idea.
But yeah, so probably nothing crazy. Well, also because I feel like it being on a Friday is like great in terms of like being able to like drink a little bit and whatever, but it also like everything gets so busy, like all the restaurants.
Right. Order it, have a nice meal, have some wine on your couch, light a candle.
What about you guys?
Well, that's the day we're leaving for our big trip. Right. So we're going to fly into St. Thomas and then so we'll be in St. Thomas. We have a really early flight, so we'll be in St. Thomas, but we don't actually get on the boat until Sunday on our big catamaran adventure, which I'm really excited about. So it's not going to be it's going to be a cool Valentine's Day. It won't be like romantic. I'll be with, it will be with Ryan, but also my family. So
true.
So it'll be cool. We're doing something, but not Valentine's Day related.
Not Valentine's Day something. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody has a good Valentine's Day.
Yes. Valentine's. I
was going to say I'm doing a Galentine's the Sunday after Valentine's Day.
Wow, that's fun.
Doing all of it. So I hope everybody has a great love season.
It's a love story. Baby, just say yes.
Okay, and now say goodbye. We're picking our stuff up.
Oh. Sorry. I don't know why that confused me so much.
Everybody pick up your stuff.
Who?
Grab it. We'll see
you in March also.
Yes, we'll see you in March.
Don't know but yeah, pick your stuff up because we're dropping Our mics.
Our mics now.